Good evening, welcome along to the wonderful live stream from the wonderful Pits TV team. We're not live in the stadium at the moment because out there is quite an important visitor, one Mr. S. Claus, in his car. More of a trailer, really, behind the Anderton Decorators ute, anyway. And
yeah, Rudolph's on strike. You got
how many kilograms of lollies did you reckon there was?
22.
22 kilograms of lollies,
based
apparently.
on 460 metres of track, you would do the maths on that. It's about half a kilo every 50 metres.
So about half a kilo every 50 metres of track. That's what's going out there. It's not clay, it's not water. It's lollies. Yep, and it's hopefully not going on the track itself, but actually going into the crowd. So that's
we're getting RSI with the amount of lollies they've got to throw into the crowd tonight there, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, there you can see Mr. Claus on his trailer doing the business there, throwing the lollies out to the crowd. Meanwhile, the Grand Parade going on. There's a number of different cars out on the track at the moment, quite a few more in the pits yet to come out. Of course, we are here at Koken Woodford Glen for the Mainland Stockcar Teams Championship, brought to us by New Zealand Building Removals. Those are the guys that put houses on trucks and take them all around the country. So if you need your house moved anytime, I realise that's not something you do every year, but occasionally you might need to move a house. New Zealand Building Removals are the people to talk to. And they are sponsoring the Stock Car Teams racing tonight. We've got 5 teams here at Koken Woodford Glen. Tell us a little bit about them, Jared.
I've just finished my venison sandwich because Rudolph tasted quite good there. Anyway, as we look at the teams tonight, the Mainland Stockcar Teams Challenge, we have, of course, the defending reigning champions, the Canterbury Crushers. They're out there tonight, along with the Central Coyotes. That's the team out of Cromwell Speedway. The AP Group Kings out of Kiki, and the Wanganui Vulcans. Of course, some stalwart names in there. We'll go through them as the teams race. And the final team of the 5 is the Otago Outlaws, who are, to be fair, probably the up-and-coming stock car team in the South Island. And this year they have injected a little bit of experience into the team with the likes of Benji Smale and Trazan Ryland Annabelle.
So live in the stadium now, and big thank you to New Zealand Building Removals for bringing us the Mainland Stockcar Teams Championship tonight. Big thanks to Santa for going around there, but kids, please do not pull on the cables, the TV cables out there. We're live streaming out tonight, and the Pits TV do need those cables to be able to live stream. So
that's current tense, not necessarily past tense. So we're trying to stream. So
if you're near the fence, please leave the cables alone. Tempting as they must be to have a quick mess about with.
Heading back into the pits at the moment.
What were we talking about? We were talking about the teams, Jared.
So heading back in at the moment is the Otago Outlaws. They consisted of 5D, Trazan Ryland Annabelle, 59D, Benji Smale, Mark Taylor, I've seen him around for many years, Nico Tahura and Zane Tahura. The next team on the track, as I look over the far side, it is the Wanganui Vulcans. And they've got a Mooney in there. They've got Kaylan Mooney in there in the 6V, the 212 Blair Reeves Smith, then Callum Sturzacker in the 15V, Cody Alabaster in the 16, and 82V Dennis Black. That is a dangerous team.
Indeed. Some big names there.
There is some big names, and
they've come off a pretty successful weekend recently in Palmerston North too, I hear.
They certainly did. Yeah, they took away the the meeting up there. As we look over to turn 2, it is the Kando Fishing Crushers, and that team will do it off the book rather than as they're lined up in the grid. It is the 4C of Braden Lennon, the 15C of James Thine, the 151C of Wade Sweeting, Jay Holtam in the 317, and Harley Robb, the 991C. That will be interesting. This is largely the same team as raced last season. However, Jay Holtam stepping into what is normally the 59C car of Brad Rosewarne. He was the team manager last year in conjunction with Troy, and he has stepped back into driving duties, and we know the car's solid because we saw the massive hit the QTR took here a few meetings ago.
Indeed. Can you tell us why they're being towed around behind that enormous ute?
Behind Campbell's F-150. It's to save on clutches and gearboxes. Really, because this is later tonight. They're going to be pushing.
A bit tight for money, are they?
No. Let's be fair.
No, I'm just joking.
No, it's to save on gearboxes and clutches, and really it just makes it easier. At the end of the day, they're going to abuse these cars quite significantly later in the night. You might as well let them do it on that track rather than warming up. And then
Fair enough.
And then because they can, Ricky Bolton out there pulling the Central Coyotes there. That team consists of the 16T Casey McEwen, Brian Tanifa in the 98, Dan McNally the 21, Shane McDonald in the 99, and Jacob Bolton in the 861. And this will be an interesting mix and match because a little bit of experience in there. We know Dan McNally shines at these events. This is his meeting for the season where he comes out and wrecks a stock car. 9 times out of 10 it's his own, but when he does do someone else's it tends to get messy. And the last team on the track at the moment in the black and white, it is the AP Group Kings, and it's the 9K of Chris Shingleton, Aidan McPherson in the 49, Caleb Hayes in the 95, Callum Flavel in the 513 from Noddy Race Cars, and the 544 of Dion Henderson. That car is quick. As they head around, wave to them. This is as pretty as the cars will be. The drivers won't get any prettier either, just quietly. As we watch the Crushers head back in, all looking resplendent in their team. And of course, for a lot of these teams, there hasn't really been a sense of championships, or really been a sense of competition the last year or two because of the obvious events in the country. And so as we head towards later in the season, these guys these teams are all planning to head towards the champs in Huntly, and of course the winners of those champs, New Zealand National Teams champs, get to bring it to their home track. So
and it's never been in the South Island, has it?
No, it never has been, and I think you've got to look at it in two ways. One, it's that sense of success. You've done something pretty awesome in one. Two, there's a huge financial reward for your club. You will fill a stadium when you're going to send a whole bunch of guys out to wreck themselves. Yep. As we're having tonight, people are still filing their way into the stadium, and so we look forward to what these teams will offer.
And in fact, it's one of very few. In fact, it's the only one I can think of, the only event that does go to the track of the winning car, the winning team. In a season, isn't it?
If you really want to bait the world, you ask about what happens with the Superstock New Zealand team champs and see whether it could be anywhere other than its incumbent tracks, and watch people. You see them physically take on a complete menace.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that you take that event away from Palmerston North, but what I am saying is it's interesting. Here's another event.
Auckland is the team's nationals.
Yeah. Oh, Auckland team's nationals. Yes, of course. Yeah. But I'm saying here's an event that does rotate around the tracks of the winning team, and there is some merit in that. It's a little bit like the Ranfurly Shield, isn't it?
It is. It's 100%.
Same idea. The Ranfurly Shield game automatically is a crowd pleaser, an event that gets more people into a stadium. So it would be with teams racing, and great to see that that's how this Stockcar Teams event works. But not this one. This is the Mainland Stockcar Teams. It's the main Teams event in the South Island. It's sponsored tonight by New Zealand Building Removals, and it's live and local here at Koken Woodford Glen Speedway.
Then we go back to Tyler Horton in the 74 with Phillips in the 5 car. Bolt in the 851. We wait for the rest of the grid to join on in our ELS. Wait for it to roll over.
Now that's Shannon Simon, isn't it? Not Paul Simon.
Paul's in the pink car, just coming into the grid now. And the last car to join in will be Alex Rondell. The X Factor Can-Am waiting for the clerk of the course to I was about to say waddle down, but wander down between the cars. Oh,
careful.
I've said worse things about it. I've said nicer things about worse things about nicer people. Anyway, we go racing. Here we go. We're in the starter's hands. Flags up. We're creeping a little bit, but we're going to let them go. We're not racing for the ranch. Prendergast gets away. Horton looks to the inside. Everybody dives down to that pole line. Here we go. Turn 1 and 2. You can see the dust off that pole line. That is going to be beautiful. We're going to see who's going to put the wheels over the lines tonight. Out in front, it is the 621, followed by Simon. Here comes Horton, and Bolton cannonballs in the Top Gear Falcon as we head around. lots of pushing going on. Aris gets a bit of a loss. The school bus of 42 to the infield. And we've got the 23 car full picture over the top of Jason Brooks. I thought he was going on his roof.
I thought for a second he was. 71 car stranded on the front straight there. Got underway now though.
He certainly has. Well, Jason's first run of the season in the 71 car. The 44 of Clive gone to the infield as Horton charging up the inside to take over the lead. And we're in the 71 and the 26 having coming together down the back straight. Horton is in the lead. Prendergast cannonballing in there. Look at the speed that Bolton comes in the 851. Tubes the Brosnan car.
Tubes Prendergast as well.
Yeah, well the problem is that he can go in fast, but he can't keep the car low. The Tapper Industries machine, and Bolton's decided, no, you're going to the wall, and puts him in at turn one. Lightly gentle, that is a how's your father moment. Out in front, the 74 car, the Hulk of Tyler Horton. He's having an awesome run in this one, Tony.
Absolutely.
But just look at how many cars are dropping wheels on the pole line on the entries to corners today. As we watched bouncing, the 621's bounce back through the field. Rondell's come off in the back there. He's having a good battle there with him and the 521 of Aris and Paul Simon in the 77. Our race leader through Enviro-Waste onto the front straight. It is the 74 of Tyler Horton. And he is getting back. He's got the good car, trying to get into him. And almost like Brooks is thinking they're having both of them back markers. I don't think she realises that the Tyler's coming through. Maddie Lee will be the next car to come up on, one of the Crushers squad. And Matt just looks like he might be here to play. So Horton looks to the inside. There he goes to the pole line. Let him wash out and go for the run up the inside, or does he? No, he gives a wee tap on the way past. As across the start-finish line, McCreath and Pitcher from Greymouth having a battle. Race leader clocking up another lap. And it is the 5C car followed by the 606 machines. And Craig Robb in the 911. He's taken over the third place spot.
11 car went for a wee spin there out of turn 4.
Our race leader coming across here. This is a great run for Horton. They'll be very happy as Phillips comes through. So pile up there between the McCreath and Simon out of turn 1. Everyone's got to go sort of pick their line. As the pack goes through, they'll be able to separate. They're both moving. They just can't sort of be decisive. As our race leader takes the white flag. The stock cars are so spread out. They've got a gap here as the 11 car goes past. Will they be able to break it? Yet they're going to stay there. As we get past the Valley Cars Warehouse Grandstand, it is the 74 of Horton. The SIL car followed by Connor Phillips in the 5. Both of these guys probably having the best run we've ever seen them both have. Horton takes the race win, followed by Phillips and Craig Robb in the dirty old Kruger, going through in the 911 for third. So that was a relatively fast-paced and somewhat aggressive stock car race there, Tony. And to be fair, not a lot of carnage on the infield.
Well, indeed. We just got the 42 car left on the infield there. A couple of others have joined it post to the end of the race, but some pretty, as you say, pretty speedy action around the track there.
Tyler Horton in the winner of the race, taking his best lap time of that race was a 20.4, which just shows you when you've got clear air and a free racetrack just what you can do with these cars.
Absolutely. Tyler Horton not that long ago racing mini stocks, so the step up to stock cars has obviously suited him. And that
first night out he ended up on his roof. First race he ended up on his roof.
Yeah.
So he's turned that around, but of course the car looking awesome in the bright red Hulk colours.
The red and yellow with the Hulk on the back there reminds me slightly of a Chinese takeaway, but we won't go there. It's the font of the 74. It's got that Chinese takeaway menu.
Oh, I'm so glad the
vibe
I'm
about
so glad
it,
the parents don't hear this when we say these things. It's only when they get the video later.
Oh, okay.
But
nothing wrong with Chinese.
Wow. And on that note, Super Saloons are in the shoot, Tony. And actually, that race was brought to us by Mr. Whippy.
It was indeed.
And
it's better than that 621 car. It looks like one of those, you can buy those like engines where all the parts are made out of perspex,
Meccano.
so that you can sort of, like Meccano, you can sort of see how it works inside. It's like the 621 cars, like one of those stock cars where you can see how it works because it's got no panels on the outside to hide anything.
As we're just watching the replay here, that was a messy first corner. Lots of cars here. A lot of cars down at turn 3 and 4 at Enviro Waste there. Going in hot, but they just can't keep the cars low. The track is I won't say greasy, but it's certainly...
Well, that was the first race up, wasn't it? So
it's not like the old heyday around here we used to have to drive through 12 inches of slop to find the track. As the CHS water truck is heading around there, giving us a look of water. The tractor's heading around to make sure we haven't left any parts of our cars.
Going into turn 4, guys.
Just enjoying this. I'm carrying the flag as slow as I possibly can. Awesome hit there with Brooks into the wall there, and the 23 of Pilcher over the top of him. I thought that was going to end very, very badly for him.
Are you building a new commercial business or home? Or is it time that your existing premises had a repaint anywhere in the South Island? Then Anderton Decorators have you covered. From floor to ceiling, wall to roof, Anderton Decorators offer the latest techniques, equipment and technology to make even the hardest tasks seem simple. Anderton Decorators also has the expert team to take the frustration out of your next project. Call Shane today on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators. We have you covered.
So Super Saloons have got 2 series running through the South Island this season, and these guys, I guess you'd have to say, not running too many club nights here at Koken Woodford Glen, so it's great to have them on the program tonight. Lights are out. We're looking for a race start next time round off the front of the grid there. Richie Taylor in the 58 Gord chassis, Malcolm Nartai in the 19 Stealth, and away we go. We're green, we're racing. Side by side across start finish. It looks as though Richie's got his nose. No, it's Malcolm who's got the nose in front through 1 and 2 and takes over the lead. Third place at the moment, Hayden Mackay in the 86 machine. Side by side for 4th and 5th, Kane Lawson and Jackson Lovelady. Lawson had to yield there and Lovelady takes over 4th place. Behind them, the 27 of Trevor Elliott, the 881 Matt Summerfield, the 8 of Snedden, and at the back of the field, wheel lifting like crazy, the 891 driven tonight by Ashton Osborne. So out front, another lap ticked off. That's 2 down now for Malcolm Nartai in the 19 Suck It Up Stealth chassis. He's just a car length or 2 ahead of the 58 of Richie Taylor, who's a couple ahead of Hayden Mackay in the 86. 3 or 4 ahead of Jackson Lovelady in the 17 machine. And then we go back, we've got Snedden's gone round, the 881's pulled in with what looks like a possible outside front issue.
I think he's rolled the bird cage.
Rolled the bird cage, yep. Snedden has had an issue out of 3 and 4 and limped to the infield as well. So in the space of 1 lap, we've got 2 cars pulled to the middle. Meanwhile, Malcolm Nartai giving it beans as always through 1 and 2 and slowly eking out a bit of a lead on Richie Taylor. The 86 Hayden Mackay keeping Taylor honest there, keeping a much tighter line. He's right up alongside Taylor now. Lovelady gets a little sideways out of turn 4, and that's allowed Kane Lawson to close up behind him. But the battle for second is the one to watch at the moment. 2 blue cars, the 58 of Richie Taylor, the 86 of Hayden Mackay. Mackay runs a little higher this time round. He's looking for that slingshot out of 4. It's not quite there. The track's drying out a little bit down low. And I wouldn't mind betting that Richie will keep it low and keep it tight, and Hayden will start to look to the higher line in the next few laps. But of course, this is the battle for second. Out front, that green car there at the 19, the Suck It Up machine of Malcolm Nartai. He's a good 4 or 5 car lengths ahead of Richie Taylor. Taylor keeping it tight on the pole line through 1 and 2. Hayden Mackay running it higher. Doesn't seem to be able to find a lot of grip. But these 3 are well ahead of the 4th placed Kane Lawson. Battle for 5th between the 27 of Trevor Elliott and the 17 of Jackson Lovelady. And the back of the field at the moment, the 891 Ashton Osborne. So Malcolm just starting to tiptoe around a little bit now. The track dusting up, getting a little bit more slippery, but he's in the white zone, just 1 to go. He should be able to bring this home. 58, Richie Taylor's got a mad Mackay on his rear bumper there. Nothing between those two as they come into the final turn on the last lap. Malcolm Natai is going to take the win. Richie Taylor holds on for second from Hayden Mackay in third.
That was a very interesting race there, but you knew that it was going to be in that first corner. The old adage about don't brake until you do yourself and don't lift until you do yourself and don't brake until you smell. And that's exactly what Malcolm did. He just drove it in deep, and Richie's brave on brakes. You know, Richie,
he is.
I've got Richie and Donald Gregory in about the same boat. You know, they will drive you to the following corner without lifting, but Malcolm just got the line. Looking at the 881 car, it looks like the bird car at the back end of it's not hiked itself up, which is, I think in most chassis, prone for the bird cages to rotate. Benji Sneeden's had a moment, so he's pulled in, and at the 891, it was pitching right over. Now, I know it's I won't say the trick of the bulky camp, but when they put new drivers in their cars, they lay the J-bar over so they will pick up on that left front just to get them around the corners.
It'll be interesting. I'm not going to pay any attention to our Christchurch cars. Just watch these Wanganui guys. Some of them are very good competitors, and it's a good team.
It's a very, very good team, and the 212 is very slow off the mark. In fact, I think he was just letting Cody Alabaster through, or is he playing Fox? I mean, the problem here too is that you've got some very, very fast cars that are coming around, and these guys aren't playing Fox. They're just going to run in formation, the Canterbury team, as they head past the 212. The 212 does not sound, it sounds like a tractor.
The 6 car is very fast. That's Mooney, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it how they paint the chassis orange, because you just know you're going to get hit by a Mooney. and to be honest, all 3 of the Moonies I wouldn't want to get hit by.
It's young Kalen in there?
That is.
Yep. I'd say he's just done a right rear tyre by the look of that.
Yep, straight into the mirrors he is. He's just rolling to the infield. Of course, that's the thing. New track, learn the tyre pressures. It is definitely a different track to Wanganui that they normally race on.
So if you're the pit crew, which they are, I can see people running now. They will be running flat out to get another right rear, and we will have a 3-minute bell. Because the last thing Wanganui need is a car that's misfiring.
I just love looking at the 82 of Dennis Black. The big ratchet strop across the bonnet. He's done this before. He knows what he's in for.
And he's just slowing up, looking in the mirrors, engaging where people are.
Well, that's the biggest thing. You can run around here at speed, but if you want to block, you actually need to know whether your car's got any traction off the lower gears or the lower torque range. So Mooney will come up to the gate. So we will, no surprises there. And I would say 212 will head there as well. And because we can, probably half the Canterbury team will go there just to...
So the rule on the 3 minutes is for the first car once it goes. No, it doesn't matter how many other cars turn up there. If they turn up a minute or so later, that 3 minutes is 3 minutes. It's not 3 minutes for everybody that rocks on up there.
Are they still running? I haven't checked this because I did. There was an interesting call with regards to the gridding tonight. We'll touch on that shortly. But is it all cars must be stationary until the end of the 3 minutes still?
They said if it's only one car, I was in the driver's briefing, it was only one car and he only took a minute and a half or 2 minutes to do something, they'd let it go. But yeah, you've got a heap of them there, you've got to give them the full 3 minutes because obviously
do you have to sit there for 3 minutes even if you're fixed in 30 seconds?
No, you'd be able to go if it was only the one car.
No.
But if it's all of them, mate, if they're all there, just get on with it.
I know. Now I just took a photo before of how this all played out as far as the grids. So when they did the coin toss, the Canterbury won the coin toss here, so they will choose whether they take pole or the inside.
They've already been done.
Yep, they have. I've just got
got that photo. Yep.
So the Canterbury has won the toss, and they will, looks like, judging by this one, they're taking pole. So once the Canterbury car locks itself in there, that can't change.
No. And this is going to be a good tester for the Canterbury Crushers. Like, they've won this deal a couple of times now. They haven't come up against a North Island team. Yeah, we've raced against Greymouth, Dunedin, Cromwell. Good teams, respectively.
KB's Cowboys a few years ago.
But we've put ourselves on this little pedestal, and this is going to be a good test for us. Come up against a quality opposition. Both this Wanganui and this Kiki team have got good guys and good gear. And they, from what all accounts, was there a teams deal last weekend?
Yep.
The weekend? Apparently this Wanganui team probably should have won that.
They will mess you up just as good as look at you.
Yep.
The other thing to think about too, and this happens for all these teams champs, because we tend to live in a little triangle of tracks. It doesn't matter who we are. For us, for teams racing, it's been Cromwell, Dunedin, Christchurch the last couple of years. A few years before that, it was Greymouth, Nelson, Christchurch, or Blenheim as it was at one stage. So you have these little triangles, and the same in the North Island. You know, you've got these Auckland, Huntly, Tauranga, or however it works out, and you don't know how good you are until you put yourself up against someone at the other end of the country, and it could be a young guns. It could be who would want to race Huntly at any time soon, because they seem to be able to pull results out at the moment.
Oh, exactly. But hey, you know, the good thing for the North Island guys, it's only a couple of hours to most tracks. For us to go to the North Island, you got a 4-hour drive to Picton, then you got a 4-hour slow boat, and then a drive to wherever. But hey, big ups to Wanganui and Kiki and Steve Lennon, our promoter, and getting them down here and making this deal happen. So we've got good quality teams.
Same thing too for these these two teams. They want this. They want that New Zealand title at their event. So when they come up against a South Island team, they want to know where they rank.
Yep.
And if you don't race against people, you don't know.
Oh, most definitely. So as you can see there from our Pits TV stream, there's people everywhere. Tyres going on the Mooney car. Something being done to the 4C of Braden Lennon.
I think they're just
talking. I did see them jump over the fence. Well, Mr. Lennon, the promoter, whose promoter's job's finished and he's now pit crewing for his son.
I don't think he jumped the fence, mate.
Nah, he was just standing there passing it over to the young guns.
3 minutes,
34 seconds.
Oh dear. And the bonnet going back on the Wanganui car. Mooney's got still in the air, but the tyre's pretty much done, so that's a moot point. The 212 has stayed stationary, but I am picking that's just for safety reasons. We've got one of our clerk of the courses down there.
Yep.
And he's keeping everyone stationary until said time. So it'll be interesting to see what the issues are. When you're taking bonnets off before you go teams racing, it's never a great feeling.
Looks like the tyres all back on the 6 car. They've just let that down off the tractor.
Yep. The delay out of this, so I think we are. Yep. The other cars are all they know they're being held. Get the tractor clear. The people will force a move, and then they'll all be allowed to come back round. And I am picking that James Thine, given he's standing beside his car,
is not running in this race.
That would be just a calculated guess. Either that.
They did say that the 5th driver was allowed out of the car to stand on the podium to watch at their driver's briefing.
He and Curry could actually share overalls and helmets, wouldn't they?
Oh dear.
Oh well, that rule.
So the rules were spoken to. Once the first no games, the first row are allowed to have a little cat and mouse of turning round, but once that first row's set, the rest of them have to get in.
And they push the start car. Now, of course, Canterbury are the first car to crack. They are on pole, and logically, I think they'll go middle to high on the track and push the Wanganui team to the wall. And Wade Sweating will do that. And I'd say Zippy's going to be just in there, just enough that he's going to be walking down side rail. So right now we wait for Wanganui to bring their first car in. Sweating is locked in. We have the 151 on pole, and he has pushed them wide, and it looks like Mooney. Oh, we'll see if it's getting us. Now Mooney is coming up, the 6th car. Kalen Mooney, front row is
2 young fellas with hot rods.
Yeah, and no fear.
Oh, to be in my early 20s again.
Nah, mate, these guys will still mess you up. Anyway, it is Huggies in the 317, locks in with the QTR. The 16 car of Alabaster is in. First 2 rows. Then it looks like Lennon will join in the 4 car. He will be on the inside of the 3rd row to the outside of him. Blair, Reeve, Smith, Black. We kind of figured he was going to be off the back of the pack. He's the blockman, and he will join with Harley Rob. And we look over there, and do we have a couple of smiling drivers on the infield? No, just one. The other one's still in
his car, I think.
Still in this car?
I think he is.
Oh, well, might be comfy seat. Anyway, we are engaged.
No, he's just quickly hopping out of his car now.
So they will pause. They will hold them for a second. He's going to have to run.
He's going to have to run. He's got his sprinting shoes on.
He's got half a lap before they're going to see him, so we are burning clutches. And now we can't say. Right, here we go. We're away. Sweating gets the jump. Huggies takes the 16 car to the pole line, pushes him down, releases. Mooney gives the tap on the 151, and Harley Robb just parks himself beside the two.
Lennon takes over the lead.
And Huggies goes through in the 317, so Sweeting has dropped back. The 212 of Reeves is blocked in there by, and Harley Robb pushed into the infield, holds him down there. He's going to wait, and off the infield we go into the side of Harley. So he's got to yield back. The lead cars go through. 1, 2, 3 Christchurch. This is formation. Don't get complacent. Harley Robb picks up speed. This is where it gets dangerous for the Wanganui team, because now we've got a block car running with the leaders. So
212 is about to pull back out on the track.
So Braden Lennon will know, and he can't yet. So something's wrong on the 212 car. So they've got another clear lap. The 82 car is the danger car. Watch this. Lennon should back off.
And let Rob through.
Or will he? Is he going to? No, he does. He goes high and wide. He opens the door. Harley Robb's going to come through, and you're about to get an enema, and it is 1,500 kilos of Harley Robb pushing the 82 car in, and he just holds him, fires him into the Koken sign. Thank you, Mr. Koken. Not the first time that's happened in a team's race here. And
Mooney's catching them though too, isn't he?
Mooney is, and I'd say Sweeting will get on the brakes when there's and Harley Robb, he rolls through. Black is back out there. So these guys are going to have to trust their acceleration as it comes through. So here we go. They go either side of him, and Lennon puts him in. Lennon is going to take the big shot from the 6 car. That'll wake him up, as we still have the 317. And he goes again, but was there a bit of infield in that? Anyway, we carry on the 991, but I think all it's done is it's made Braden angry. And Mooney's got some damage here. The front, this is dangerous too, because if you climb into that right hand side of him, and yep, Braden is hauling now. We know what happens when he meets you at the end of the straight, so keep an eye on the 4 car. He's going, because I'd say Mooney's going to get an absolute tubing if he gets himself 2 out of line. And no, it's going to be the 16 car that's going to wear it. So we've got the 82 car parked in the wall over the far side. He's sustained a bit of damage. Mooney limping around. Our race leaders, unfortunately,
got no blockers.
The blockers haven't seen it, but they've swerved at him. And Sweeting's gone through. But and he got round. Of course, when you're on 3 wheels, it is hard to hold there. So Sweeting has got a bit of space. The 212 gets going finally as
they let him go.
Catch and tag and release. It's kind of good to be sponsored by a fisherman when you got that policy going on. The Mooney's there, and Lennon's going to tube him. Up the tube he goes. Gives the tri-wheel a tickle up, and Harley Robb's going to there. And I think Harley's just going to. No, he's going to wait. No, he's going to go into block mode here. Here we go, because he's looked in the mirrors. He's going to take the hit, and the spin goes in from our race leader as the 317. Sweeting goes through. So 1-2 still Canterbury. White flag is gone to the 317. The 16 car of Alabaster spun around at turn 1. They have a clear road home now for first and second. So it is Holton followed by Sweeting. And I'm actually going to have to go to the ELS. Lennon is actually still running 3rd on the track at the moment, even though he's about to have his hands full. Canterbury has taken the win, first and second.
Watch Lennon.
No, the 16 car went to the grass and spun himself. It's a second sanctuary to avoid the hit.
He would have looked in his mirrors and seen that black thing coming real fast.
So 1, 2, 3 to Canterbury. 6V. Cody Alabaster's the next car, but he's on the infield. And Mooney's stopped, so they'll give him a time because it is points. And Mooney's going to come round, and that was relatively decisive to be fair.
That was a very good tactical drive.
Mooney's got some handling issues.
He's got handling issues. He's got air pressure issues. But he still finishes and grabs points.
That is actually quite important at this point. So he takes away 4th position on the track.
4th place.
Harley Robb, though, still managed to get 6th. And that is still point scoring. Is it? No, 5th is point scoring. So 1, 2, 3, can't ask for too much better than that.
That was a really good drive by the Crushers. First North Island team they've come up against, and a good North Island team that don't mind hitting either.
To be honest, I really was putting money on the Wanganui team as we watched the replay here, courtesy of the Pits TV. Just clinical, pushed them to the infield, and of course,
as soon as you hit the grass here with the brakes on, it's all over.
One of the things that's very different for those of you streaming at home about the Koken Woodford Glen track is the infield is sloped down to a drainage culvert. And once you hit the grass, you're going for a ride.
So there's our can-do Crushers going around with the checkered flag. Troy Curry, the manager, on the back of the 317.
Don't know if the car needs that much traction. But
Good to see one of the Wanganui drivers there getting his car hooked up, but he's out shaking hands with all the Canterbury boys.
And to be fair, there wasn't massive hits in that race. That was very tactical for both teams.
Yep.
Just unfortunately, I think the losing a couple of cylinders in one car and losing some tyres were the downfall of some of these guys.
It doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
This track is going to suit the likes of the Ryan Marsdens, actually Blair Lee too. Blair has he's got the stretch stock heavy foot.
So they're going to come round through Enviroways turn and onto the front straight for the first time. We're green and racing, and it's the 17 car just in front there. Blair Lee gets to the lead. You can see the rear steer on that car bouncing around and working overtime. But the real mover there is the 433. What's happened there? 7 and 57. That's Gosney.
That was just an incredible.
Watch the back straight.
I was watching the lead there. You obviously watching the back of the
I
field.
watched it from the start. The 7 car never took off from the start. In fact, Marsden, I think, just about stuck himself on the wall here to avoid him off the start. Most of the pack goes through, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the 7 car just turned down across the track and drove to the infield.
So here's the replay. Talk us through it, Jack.
So you see the 7 car there. Dutchie goes up there, and you can see it's just no acceleration. The 11 car goes and just turns straight into him. Boom, over the front, and Grosny, bang, straight in.
Yep.
I get what he was thinking, but he wasn't. Probably needed to wait just about 2 seconds longer.
The lights are out. Ryan's got the green flag in his hands, ready to go. Should be good for a race start. And indeed we are. Can Blair Lee get to the front again like he did the first time? Looks like he can. He's just got the edge on that 92. Oh no, the 92 car coming back at him now, and so it's tight at the top there. Marsden comes through into third place, but the 433 Matt Peterson keeping it tight on the pole line there. He's not going to let that happen in a hurry. And Ashton Osborne in the 16 car having to go a little bit higher. Gosh, that 16 car looks settled. Doesn't matter whether he puts it high or low on the track, it just goes. 21 car from Invercargill there, looking pretty sharp as well. Gets underneath Dougal McClimate in the 22 machine. And here comes the 3NZ of Willie Woodhouse, looking ominously fast as well. Field starting to get strung around the track now as Blair Lee in the 17 machine opens up 3 or 4 car lengths over the 54 of Ryan Marsden. The 92 of Fisher in third place at the moment. Ashton Osborne's caught up on the back of the 92 car. He's still currently fourth though, and the 21i machine from Invercargill moving up through the field as well. So another lap about to be ticked off. That's 5 now for the 17 of Kiwi Auto Spares, Blair Lee. He's done a lot of laps around this track in a street stock, and in recent seasons made that transition to a saloon, and this car really hooked up and really going well.
The one who is carving through the field is that 21 car of the X Factor machine of Williamson, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking very composed and very easy to get power down no matter where he puts that car on the track. So he's currently in 5th place, but closing on the back of Brendan Fisher in the 92 car. So it's 17 from 54. Marsden can't seem to eat into the lead of Blair Lee. The 16 car of Ashton Osborne in 3rd place, quite a way back from Marsden. So the first 3 strung out around the track now, pretty much the length of the front straight in fact. 4th car now on the 21i. Williamson has got himself through on Fisher, and here comes Matt Peterson, his car starting to adapt to the drying, dustying track now. The track getting slicker, and this is where Peterson likes it. The white flag out now at the front for Blair Lee in the 17. Ryan Marsden in 2nd, Ashton Osborne in 3rd, and I can't see those places changing as they go down the back straight. There's a long gap back to Graham Williamson in 4th place. Coming out of Enviroways turn and taking the checkered flag. There's your race winner. Blair Lee, Ryan Marsden, Aston Osborne.
Well, apart from our first lap little hiccup, once the big Fords in the pack decided to wind up, they went through.
Yellow.
They did.
Thanks, guys.
Blair Lee taking away the win.
We're going to squash those ridges down high in the corners, please. Can we run high in the corners?
Osborne. But Graham Williamson, off nearly the back, came right the way through. Fastest lap of that race, 17.54. Now, not quite as quick as a Super Saloon, obviously, but it wasn't that many years ago where we used to govern these cars by about 18.5-second laps around here. So in the last 3 or 4 years, they have literally just sheared a complete second off the average lap time.
And 2 former 1NZs.
Yes.
First and second in that race, albeit in different grades. So,
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
good stuff from our saloons, brought to us by Suck It Up Limited. That was event 4 on the program. Next up, the next Stock Car Teams race. We've got to pay some bills and play some ads, and we'll be back to talk about the next 2 teams on the track very, very shortly.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Benji's got the Extanton tank from Greymouth, which is the ex-Cleve Coxon tank, which I think was one of the first of the Rees tanks that came out. It was the first offset one, I think, that Peter Rees built. But then you've got Nico Tahura, Zane Tahura, so you've got the 2 brothers in there. They think alike, they hit each other. But that Benji Smale, Trazan, Ryland, Annabelle effect, you've got a little bit of experience. Granted, not necessarily in this group, and not necessarily in stock car teams racing. Benji's been a street stock legend for ages, but right, Trazan, they're getting into the side of Tahura. Open the door, he'll give you a nudge. So there is a little bit of a bedding in a new team. Of course, we look to the Coyotes. Casey McEwen, he's been a mainstay. BJ Tunifa is in there, that, of course, formerly out of Palmy, now out of Cromwell. Dan McNally, he's your wild card. He's either going to be hero or zero. He's either going to end up hanging off the fence tonight, or he's going to bend someone's car really bad. Shane McDonald, he has been doing this for a couple of seasons now, and to be fair, I think his equipment has been fairly beaten up. What we did notice, though, is the car that he would normally drive is still sitting in the back of the truck. This is a different car. This is not the car that is in our program photo.
So what car do we know that he's driving?
Have absolutely no idea.
No idea?
No help at all.
I'll try and find out during the course of the night.
And then Jacob Bolton, of course, the 861. That car, where is Jacob?
Just coming past us now.
He's got a body on it this time around. Jacob's no stranger to teams racing. I think his first Rees chassis ended up in... Everything was welded back into it, the front axle, the diffs, the wheel gates, everything was welded on the last time he teams raced that. He has, of course, a little bit of experience, but in a later version of Rees car now.
So while we've got the 84D of Mark Taylor pulling up to the pit gate, the old choke budgie will sound it very shortly. Well, who's drawn pole?
It is... I
catch you out there?
You did, because I was looking at it like a minute ago. It is the Central Coyotes.
Central Coyotes out of Cromwell. That's Golden Central Speedway.
Now, don't you just love it? Granted, they're neighbours, but the colours. You've got 2 cars. You've got 2 teams almost. It's like when you get
pretty close colours.
It's like when you get the Hawkeyes and the Panthers racing together, and they're all the same colour.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is going to be a thing of beauty. We've got a whole bunch of blue cars sitting at the gate. The Hooter hasn't gone yet.
They'll wait until they're all pulled up there.
Then they'll get the tow trucks over.
So look at the teams all sitting there ready to jump the fence. Looks like a 5,000 metre Commonwealth dash. There we go. Who's... Oh, look, there we go. Nathan Taylor. Oh, somebody tripped. There had to be one.
I'm glad they noticed the wire on the top of the fence. They're going to guillotine each other if they're not getting.
And while we've just got a quick break, we only do it for special people. Zach Skinley celebrating their 9-year-old birthday out here tonight. So that's a cool way to spend your 9th birthday. Out here watching some stock car teams racing brought to us by New Zealand Building Removals.
So the 99T car, and I've got to thank Dave Houston Jr. for this because clearly he's not wrecking his gear tonight. He's at home with new bubs. But the 99T is racing the X26S car, a 267S car.
Oh, out of Stratford. Yep.
I actually just watching the video there, going down on the knees.
Going down.
Wow.
It's committed though, got back up again.
You get to reset the 3-minute bell. And it's the lamp chassis. It's one of the Taylor lamp cars.
Oh, the pit crews will love that when they see it later on tonight.
Good thing is no one noticed it. No one drew attention
Apart from
to it.
everybody that's streaming on Pits TV.
And our director didn't go and replay it again and again. In fact, it might even make the highlight reel at the end of this race, I'm sure. Actually, no, it's going to do it again. Here we go. And the
We're
sprint
off. Nathan Taylor's got the start.
Good grief, these guys are...
Some of them are still chin wagging.
They're not built.
Oh, we've noticed it.
There we go. There's the toe on the... and we go.
He didn't lose the tools, so that's a good start.
He lost the head.
It's like commentating, isn't it?
It was fun.
So as they're getting... Most of them are coming off the track now, so they must be getting things sorted out. They're just working on the 99T car, actually.
What we can take from all of this, though, and this is a bit of a pain for Kiki team, is they've actually got one of the worst turnarounds.
Yep.
Because they're in the next round of racing, and then they're back into the next round.
Yeah.
So those first two teams, they have the, I won't say better draw because they didn't know the track they were going to get, but they have more time to fix their cars.
And it's a shame that Greymouth Grizzlies couldn't join us tonight. They just didn't have enough cars. I know Hoosty Jr. was...
well, he got his significant commitments out of the way.
Yeah.
There's my phone to say something obscene. Anyway...
So how much time have we got left? Last of the pit crews look like they're jumping over the fence.
It's bad when you've got stock car teams racers watching on the stream and watching us because they start tasting. They did make mention that one of the drivers in the grid for the 3 minutes moved.
Ah.
Now you're not allowed to do that. We've gone to the super tractor too, just out of this Ivan, the big tractor.
The big tractor, yes.
So you're not actually allowed to move until you are signalled to do so by the clerk. Of course, that is for a safety reason. I'm guessing that Kinder's brought this big tractor out because he's expecting something big to happen. Holy cow. We'll put just a line up of mini stocks in the chute. I don't think I could race it and know that the team's race on out in front of me.
So, our second team's race.
Cromwell have pole and
looks like Jacob's going to come up.
Yep.
He's not going to mess around. He's just going to take his spot. Knows where he needs to be.
And engage. Who's going to go beside him? It looks like it is going to be the 75 of Yuka Tahura.
I must admit, all of these teams, the cars are presented immaculate at this stage. But like all their sponsors and everything like that on it. Yeah? You have a look at the Bolton car there with the Coyote on the side of it.
Oh, they've done a great job with the graphic. As Casey McEwen joins into the inside of him, it's going to be the 5D. Oh, Trezan. I'll apologise for that later.
Trezan.
Hanifa will join in the 98 T car. To the outside of him, it'll be Mark Taylor. And then the last two cars joining in. Smale's going to sit this one out, as is, by the looks of it, the 21 car of McNally. It'll be Zane Tahura, and the last car, the 99 of McDonald. Here we go, in we go. We click, of course, in there. All the drivers in, so we're not going to have that awkward pause like we did in the first race. We're in the starter's hands. And let's see if we've got a Chinese takeaway serving up a number 84 up turn 1. No, Mark Taylor has weaved the cones and got away from it. Tahura he's getting tubed there by Bolton. And Bolton's gone in, and that will straighten up the side rail for him. McEwen's on the back. This is interesting. Who has come off the turn? No, it is Taylor. Slowed right up, and he's let Taniwha go through. And Tahura in the 88's gone all crossed up on the back of the 99 at McDonald. Taylor goes through. So if first and second cars have been untouched, Bolton goes through. The block cars are doing nothing as we all watch our race leader come around. Taniwha much better in a running role over the last couple of seasons. But Taylor has got the hot rod going. He has got the foot down. Bolton, it's only going to take one of these cars to slow and the mess will be on. Unfortunately, the two block cars seem to be more...
interested in each other.
Yeah.
But the 99 car is doing what it needs to. Just sitting there, not letting the 88 pass.
And the problem is, Taniwha isn't as fast as...
Here's Taylor. What's he going to do?
Taniwha's on the brakes. He's pushed him through the end. He's going to wind him clean off. He goes in. He sends Taniwha in.
Bolton's taken over the lead. Oh, he just misses those parked cars.
So Trezan is in second. So Bolton's in the lead, followed by Tahura in the 75. This actually works in Dunedin's favour.
Taylor just got cleaned up again. I just missed it and caught the rear end of it.
Well, yeah, the 16 car, but Bolton's exposed. No one's there blocking for him at the moment, and Taylor knows it. He pulls back across the track. He's better to let this go. Is McEwen going to be able to do much? McEwen's going to probably meet Taylor down at turn 1. No, the 99 car takes 88 of Zane Tahura to the infield. And he's just going to sit there. So Zane will hook reverse. Taniwha's stuck on the wall. He has got something. No, the front.
Oh, the front's bent right round, yeah.
Good thing he's an engineer. He'll be fixing that shortly.
So these guys have worked it out.
Oh, this is going to hurt! Boom! Straight into the back of McDonald. Trezan just tubed him, but spun himself. And Tahura's going to come through. So Bolton's actually got a clear run here. And
one over.
Taniwha's over.
So we go red. How's everybody's brakes?
They work now. Well, Taniwha had no answer. He had no steering. He had no brakes.
He had no nothing. The right-hand front was just bent right round. This one is actually this is a bragging rights of the Otago region.
Just look at the 861 car down in front of us. Look at the underrider hoop on the car.
Yeah, that'll be when he went up in turn 2 there.
So it is Bolton in the lead, followed by the 75 of Tahura. Third on the track. Actually, no, second on the track is actually Trezan, but he's over at turn 2. So if we're going to look physically, it's going to be
back to the 16. McEwen over on the back straight there.
McEwen's actually second, so Cromwell got this one in the bag if they can just keep their heads together. Granted, one of them sitting on his head, but it's...
So they'll just check him out, and...
That was a nothing roll to be spared.
They probably want to check out the 99.
Yeah.
Man, did he get tubed in the rear end.
Yeah, Trezan went in there fully loaded. And he absolutely unloaded on the back of the 99 car at turn 1. And he's just sitting on the pole line down. The clear of course wandered over. He's giving a thumbs up, I guess.
So the driver's just hopped out.
Waves to the crowd. He was a sitting duck as soon as he lost that right front, and there's a lot of damage to the front of that car.
The medics are just checking him out, make sure he's okay. He's wandering off on his own.
Is it just me, or we not actually see anyone in to turn the car over? Oh no, they're allowing the 88 to pull through.
Yeah.
No, it's fine, he was well clear.
Once he's going to reverse him back so it's clear, and then they'll push the...
And let's be fair, if the wing was under his rear wheels, he was going to back over it.
Oh, exactly.
As we watched the replay at the start, the 75 car straight into Bolton, took him straight to the infield.
Just to open the door for Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's biggest issue was trying to go from steering lock to steering lock. And Annabelle just into that. Into Taniwha. It's good tubing there from a couple. These guys are taking some fairly big hits.
Yep.
I mean, this is not a pleasant track to team race on a good day, because it is. We do have big long straights, and you are going in
Here's
fast.
Taylor, just picks him up, fires him in.
Taniwha got on the brake there, and that was as soon as he hit the brakes and tried to turn it, she was all over.
I'll tell you what, if you were Bolton, you'd be second guessing, wouldn't you? Shall I take him out? But he's got to carry on and take the lead position.
And that was the hit that we saw from. We just missed. Drove into that side rail. Probably if his timing had been a little bit, he would have taken that front axle, but he got into the side rail, put him around.
Taylor's just going to try and hook reverse.
These cars are taking a bit of a beating in this race.
So yeah, who's going to be the King Varuk out of Otago? That's going to be last car standing, and this is in a semi-final or the final. This is just prelim.
If you're one of the other teams, that was that hit from the 5D car. He absolutely
didn't even button off.
And if he tubes him, now watching the McDonald car, he goes out high, and I actually think where he's parked now is where he stopped. I think he saw.
Yeah, he rolled down.
Rolled straight to the infield, and pulled back out. And does he roll back in? He does. He rolls back to the infield. He's actually, I think he's either hurt or broken the car.
Well, as you say, the clerk of the course did go over and check. So they've just dragged the front of that car around so they can tip it back over. Get some willing people to push it over so we can carry on with this action.
Just be nice if they're on that in the infield rather than... Anyway, sorry. As we push the Taniwha car over, it's on the wall, they'll just drag them
Put
out.
the chain on the corner of the bucket, pull it off. Job done. Move the ute before Kinder runs it over.
Oh gosh, you know, they put the fire hose out just in case, because he's settling for a wee bit. The 99 car is limpy, but he's got 2 wheels on the infield, so you can't even hit him.
Problem for Bolton, he's coming up against 2 Otago cars.
Yeah. And
is he going to have a crack? He is. Round the outside.
And he backs himself.
Backed himself and got away with it.
Well, Taylor did everything he could. Now, Tahura actually has to do something. He's got... The 88 car doesn't have a choice. He's backed himself to chase him down. He has to get on that blessed accelerator pedal, and he's got to meet him at turn 3. Otherwise...
He's got Taylor. He's got so Taylor. He's going to sit. 88's just going to park up and block.
Taylor isn't. Yeah. Bolton, I think, just lost the tyre.
Nah.
Beautiful hit there, but he got the white flag and turned.
Oh, he's just dove straight out. He's left himself wide open. No, the 75. He's going to take the lead, isn't he?
Well,
he was sitting in second. So
watch the 84 car. And through the infield, so Bolton directed himself to the infield, and
I would say, because you've got to button off when you get on the grass. They were told that at driver's briefing.
Checkered flag goes. Tahura's taken the win. You can't take that away from him. What happened down there? You can't go. Yeah, so Tahura knows he's taking the win. He's gone straight to the infield, as you should. Don't leave yourself hung out to dry. Bolton's just tubed the back of the 84 car, and that's done some damage. That did some big damage. When Taylor went into the side of him, it climbed through. I'd say it's taken the steering collar off the car. Because he
was smoking a couple of laps beforehand. He had something on that right rear. Was smoking a few laps beforehand.
Oh no, wait till you... As soon as he hit it, you could see something had gone.
But she was a pretty brutal teams race, that one. There's some wrecked gear.
Cool, and the cool thing is, none of the teams that I support are wrecked.
Mate, the pit crews for these 2 teams are going to be busy. Yeah. They're going to be busy, so we'll keep an eye on things like, hey, these are just our calls, what we see, not what the referees see.
Oh yeah, we're opinionated on the road, we're allowed to be. Well, I'm not rude, but isn't that race, of course, brought to us by Kiwi Otis, because the youth mini stocker in the chute, they will be brought to us courtesy of Challenge Waimak. As there's a bit of a clean-up to be done, I think we'll take a wee break as we watch some replays on the Pits TV, and as the Otago Outlaws head round with a checkered flag. Well played.
Good group, youth mini stock. So off the front there, we've got the 79 of Jacob Skur and the 7 of Tony Lee Best. Let's see who's best at the end of this race. The green is waving the youth are racing, and yep, it's the 79 that gets to the front. So those first two that I mentioned are in positions 1 and 2. They're a couple of car lengths ahead of the 7 car there. Around the outside comes that bright orange 21 machine of Jack Burson. Not have to be a Burson, wouldn't it, with a car painted in that colour. Been a bit of a hot shot up at Nelson at the top of the South Speedway, coming down here for a visit. These youth mini stock drivers do tend to travel around a bit to get as much racing experience as they can, and good on them for that. To be fair, they show up. Oh, we've got one over, and a big hit there, the 92 car. That's Laura Weir, I think, did the hitting there. But
Nick Weir's actually in the car.
Nick Weir tonight. I'm not sure who's over. Oh yeah, no, it's the 85, is it?
Oh, it's one of the newbies.
One of the newbies.
Okay, I've got it here. Actually, it is. Or is it? No, it's not.
So while they clean that mess up, we're going to go to an interview with Huggies.
Okay, folks, here we are down in the pits. Of course, we've got the winner, or one of the teams of the Can-Do Crushers, of course, Jay. Mate, that was an awesome race.
Yeah, boys actually went really well. I think we worked really well as a team. I don't think we overplayed our hand, which is probably something we've been guilty for over time, but everyone's cars drove off the track and we had no damage, so no, we're looking good.
I think it's pretty amazing that you guys, I mean, you have that no teams racing whatsoever, and then to get these guys, the Wanganui guys, they're pretty, they've already had good win this season. That must give you a lot of confidence going for the rest of this meeting.
Yeah, it does. No disrespect to any other team, but I probably, and us as a whole, probably thought that they were the strongest team here, so to get them first off was pretty good. We're pretty stoked, man, but there's still 3 other good teams to go, so we'll see how we get on.
Absolutely, mate. Well done, and best of luck for the rest of them. Good sponsors. Let's get them out of the road too as well.
We got Can-Do Fishing. They're our naming rights sponsor. You guys at the pits come on board this year as well. Woodford Glen Shop, obviously. Engineering and Auto, based out of Nelson. We got PTS, which are pretty much all over the country. So shout out Scotty and Vicky and the rest of the Myers family. Installation specialist, Michael Reid. He does all your kitchens. And BL Graphics as well.
All right, mate, we'll leave you to it. We'll go back over to the commentators. Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jace. Down the pits with Jay Huggies Holtham there from the Can-Do Crushers. So the 58 car coming in there as well. You can see that on your screen. The lights are out now. 58 is Elsie Marie Vlanderin. And we're away racing again, and down the back straight past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand and into Enviroways turn goes those front 3 cars, and they've caught up on the back of the 21 machine there of Mason Anderson, and Mason with the hands full as the cars come around the outside, and Jack Burson's got the run there, but the 79 of Skur manages to regain the lead as Burson just has to check his speed. And those 3 have got through and resumed their battle in that same order. So Skur leading from Keith with Burson in 3rd place. 4th at the moment, we go back to Trent Ainsley in the 5T car from Central Motor Speedway. Emily Brooks in 5th, Tony Lee Best in 6th, and Cole Phillips in the 12 car coming on strongly, but just behind her. So cross start finish, complete lap number 5. Jacob Skur holding off Keelan Keith. Skur's just opened the door a little bit there, and Keith's got a good turn of speed down the back straight, takes the inside line through Enviroways, and Skur's had to yield. I suspect Burson will have watched that and try to do the same this time around. So Keelan Keith takes over the lead of the race and has got a bit of pace there, start to pull away from the other 2. Skur again drifts wide, but Burson follows that line, if anything is even wider. 6 laps down now, lead cars coming through Enviroways turn, out of turn 4. White flag this time for Keelan Keith in that 3-2-1 machine. 3-2-1 go, eh? Keith has come up on the back of the 31 car there. One just off the wall there, 25 saves himself from the wall. So Keith goes to the outside. Oh, bit of contact there. This has allowed Skur to close up on the back. It's going to be tight at the finish here. but Keith just manages to hold on. Skur in second and Burson third. Tight at the top there for these youth mini stocks. Quickest lap in that race was a 21.77 by the 321 car of Keelan Keith. His last lap was a 22.5, so not a bad effort at all from Keelan Keith to move up through the field and take the race win.
Just looking in the pits, all the Super Saloon drivers are all ready and rearing to go. In fact, half of them sitting in their cars, half asleep, just waiting for the next race.
Yeah. Next up we've got stock cars, not to teams, just the cash race, I think, judging by the look of the cars we can see out the window there. So of course, if you want to get into youth mini stocks, you need to be between 12 and 16 years old. You need to have a good paying job after school, or a parent with a good checkbook, and you need to have some heroes, like the Otago Outlaws perhaps.
All right, team, so we're down in the pits here. We've got both the Tahura brothers here. We've got Zane and Nico. Always get around the wrong way for some stupid reason. But it's been a bit of it was a good race, but they try and find every reason to not give it to you, mate. What's the story there?
A few protests going down, but sort of hasn't gone in their favour in that, as it wouldn't, as there was nothing wrong with how we raced in that.
So what do you reckon, Zane? Was it probably one of the best teams races you've been a part of? Took on a pretty good team and got the win.
Oh, well, it's probably our actual first win we've ever had, really. And I'm just pretty stoked that the boys managed to get it across the line. First time I've ever driven my car on without having to fix anything on a day. So I'm pretty stoked, eh? It's good.
It's really good, mate, and good for down south and good for you boys and building a bit of momentum. I know you guys are vying to head off to the Huntly, the New Zealand Stockcar Teams champs, and it gives you a really good start for that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we're looking forward to racing Kiki in the next one, getting to have a run against the North Island team, see how they do it. Hopefully it's a wee bit different to down here, and can learn a few things for Huntly.
Absolutely, mate. So what's the plan now? Regroup? Is there a plan? Is it just each for their own, or has everybody got their own role?
Oh, well, everyone's got their own role, and we got a bit of a plan going, but we're all sort of new to it. So it's just trying to work out what everyone's good at is the biggest problem. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad.
All right, good stuff. Nico, well done, mate. Fantastic job. You'll be stoked with that. What are you going to do for the next one?
I can't tell you too much yet, but keep an eye on the stream and you'll find out.
Good stuff. Righto, that's the two boys from the Otago Outlaws. They've done a fantastic job. Let's see what you can do in the next one, eh? Cheers, boys.
Tony, am I the only one thinking that whilst they are brothers, they clearly don't share the same hairdresser?
No, they don't, do they? No, indeed. Good guys, though. And some good comments there, too. I mean, sometimes we think that these teams races have it all planned out, there's a master plan, and everyone knows everything, and it's a question of hitting the accelerator pedal and making it all happen. But there's an example in their comments of how sometimes it's not like that. You have to think on your feet. You have to be able to adapt to a race, change your plan, change your role, and be flexible. And that's one of the key attributes of a good teams racer, isn't it?
Apparently, it might have been McNally that fell over. Anyway, we are creeping, David.
That's not creeping.
David Ford, you are a creeper. Hang on, Becky.
He shakes his head as if to say, what was I doing?
It's not the dumbest thing I've seen to do today, but we're getting there. He was in a reverse.
Yes, okay.
Found drive. Okay, as you may have figured, the race has started. And actually the 212 cars on out there, the race winner from the last race, actually pulled out high with the white. The 17 car we're going to go red as we come out of turn 4.
We have to go red, surely.
He is.
Oh, blimey. Well, okay, hold on tight, Mr. 17.
This is not nice, and we're going to peel either way.
Oh. Well, right. We got away with that, but I don't know how.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't need belts to suck himself onto that seat, does he?
Whew. Who's that?
He's a newbie too.
I think he's a nominee for the Man of Steel.
Jaden Mason, good. That was a moment.
Yes.
Yeah, you hold on. I tell you, there's a couple of cars in the middle there that took to the wall for his benefit, and he owes them a beer.
Now what's gone on with the Hulk there, the 74 car that won the first heat? He was right at the back.
Oh, something's happened. I'd say he's just... And Tama Pierce is... Oh, no, he's got away too. No, we're all getting away. The 212 car, one of the team's cars, just came out to do some laps, and I'm guessing trying to get rid of that misfire. It is Brooke McPherson, followed by Craig Robb, Howard Johns, and then Jason Brooks with David Ford, this 47 car getting into the 5 car. He's pushed him to the grass, he's been pushed back off across the track, so...
Dunedin car got spun out there out of turn 4.
The 5 car is definitely going for Cam Dench. Let's pull some on. As Craig Robb has taken over the race lead. Isn't it awesome to see the Kruger out in front? Those of you that are watching on the stream and like a little bit of history, this is the ex-Brendan Rollins Superstock from many years ago. And it's still going strong. The 991 Awa Johns there. And whoa, Bolton straight to the side of Brooks. They slid through the infield back out onto the track. You'd have to, and Brooks is going to try and push Bolton back to the infield. Bolton backs off it. But the 851 does have some horsepower, so you're about to get choked as the 45 car's put round by the 11T. And the 212 just trying to stay out of everyone's troublesome ways. The 5 car put to the wall, put in by the 121. And oh, he's going across in front of Prendergast. Prendergast had nowhere to go but to swerve to avoid him. It's getting a little messy. Paul Simons pulled to the infield. The 621 spun to the infield there. Meccano went as McPherson goes through. She is running third on the track. Out in front, Craig Robb across the start finish line. He's put the gap on Howard Johns. So the battle's on for second here between Johns and McPherson.
The niggle between Brooks and the 71 car and Bolton and the 851 continues.
Yep, and oh, it just about set up beautifully there for Bolton. But knowing these two cars, there is a horsepower difference, and it is in favour of the 851. Significantly, I would say. As Brooks is doing everything he can to avoid being anywhere near, and Matty Lee picks up Jamie Bolton, flicks him round. Oh well, that'll
Well, he did kind of ask for that, the way he positioned his car in front of Matt Lee's car, but anyway.
Craig Robb still our race leader. He's doing this beautifully. Of course, last season he ran his daughter's car, while this car got the full rebuild. As the 45 car there, Matt Richards gets really loose coming off. The white flag is out for Craig Robb. Looking to bring that home. He's got a little bit of pressure behind. Flame shooting out of the 56 car of Johns. Back to McPherson. Then Rondell. Rondell was right at the back of the start of that race.
Yes, he was.
And the 214 car getting into the 121 down at turn 1 gives a little hurry up through the corner. But the checkered goes out to the 911 of Craig Robb, Howard Johns, and we're going through the infield with the 11 car. He got fired through there by Matty Lee, and they join back out the track. And there's a few questions to be asked with some of these cars as to how much they actually. And Tama Pierce there, got to look for the flag, and we have finished our cash stock car race. Great run there by Craig Robb.
Well, a fair bit of action in that race. Fastest lap was a 19.91 by Josh Brosnahan in the 606 car.
Yeah, clearly wasn't
but
he's, a flat tyre.
Yeah, he's finished with, I was going to say, with a flat right rear, so it wouldn't be going. Now, we've got a little message here, have we? What's
the
this?
McDonald car, which got absolutely tubed by the 5D.
Yes.
Of course, they can run a 6 driver, and they have adopted to bring in their 6 driver, who is, well, Dylan Robb.
Uh-huh.
And we know Dylan is more than capable in teams racing. Ironically, he's built a few cars about there, and he's in one that he didn't build.
Yes.
So,
perhaps he'll learn something.
So he will be out there shortly, and of course Dylan, one of the more renowned blockmen in the South Island.
Absolutely. So big thanks to L&J Cartage for bringing us stock cars, event 7 on the program. Multiple checker flags being waved there by multiple children.
And
give Brian a bit of a break.
Even then, Brian still didn't have 3 arms to wave 3 flags. No. And as we look to the chute, we're going to send someone down the dummy grid and tap everybody on the helmet to wake them up. The Super Saloon drivers are coming out shortly.
They've had their nap.
They've had their little nap. And they will be brought to us courtesy of Seascape Services.
They've got the coffee on board and they'll be with us very soon. We might take a short break and play a few ads, and if you're watching the stream, you'll get a bit of replay action. We'll be back very shortly.
Are you finding your computer, laptop or gaming machine is getting slow or not working at all? And can you not afford to buy a new one? We Reuse IT is one of New Zealand's leading refurbished computer sales and service specialists that allows you to get new or refurbished machines without hurting the pocket. Shop online or visit our expert team today that will help guide you to the technology that best suits you. Afterpay is available. Visit us at 135 Cuba Street, Palmerston North, or head to our website at www.wereuseit.co.nz.
Maybe, I think the way the car's sitting in the rear there's definitely something wrong. You mentioned the birdcage possibly rolled before. There's something else wrong there. Anyway, the rest of them are green and racing, and away we go with Trevor Elliott in the old 27C car around the outside, and the 6 of Kane Lawson hooking up hugely on the inside line, and those two side by side down the back straight. Lawson takes a wee bit of the pole line in the grass.
Nartai.
And Nartai's done a strange right turn there.
I think he wanted a hot dog.
Not sure what happened there. I was watching the two lead cars who had a little bit of a journey with the infield, but Nartai, I don't know if he took evasive action there or what happened, but somehow he must have...
One of the problems with these cars is when you lift off, they will turn hard right on you, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But if we watch the replay, courtesy of Pits TV, he got in. Oh, I know he bounced.
He bounced?
He bounced. Like, at first glance, he probably thinks Richie hit him, but
I don't think he did.
The car actually just bounced. The front of it just jumped over on him, so they'll go to a complete restart, and Malcolm will get a dry cleaning sponsor by next week. Yep. It's found race gear. Otherwise. So it was just one of those things. There was no contact. You watch it from the camera on the scissor lift right up in Vira Waste, and you can see it. It looks like they hit,
but they didn't. No, there's definitely a gap there.
It's just the car bounced. I'm sure they both will have two different stories they'll tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not sure if Ashton knows. Oh, he's one of those waving Malcolm past. Malcolm's
guys, you've already done a lap.
Okay, we can hear from the officials that we're going to go racing.
Going lights out, you're going this time.
They're going to go this time. They were told to go in Indian file, but the front two are side by side.
Well, it should be a
curious. But anyway, away we go. So Elliott on the outside, Lawson on the inside. Not a lot between them as they go into turn one pretty hard. Jackson Lovelady in the 17 machine is right there in third place. Mackay got a full head of steam out of turn two there as well. So coming through in Vira Waste turn, it's Lawson in the 6 car. He's got his nose in front. One on the grass there. What's that? The 8.
Just a little wheel contact with the 86 car.
Thanks, Jared. And the 6 car of Lawson is holding the lead from the 27 of Trevor Elliott. Lovelady. The 58 of Richie Taylor's in the mix there as well, along with Hayden Mackay. So it's tight at the top. The top 5 cars just... barely any space between them, and a short gap back to Nartai, who's racing with Snedden, and there's a bit of a duel and a battle between those two.
Super
and Osborne,
Stockers.
yes, 2 former super stock drivers. Snedden, I think, a podium getter, and Nartai, a former national champion. So the 2 of them absolutely going at it. It's a tight race. It's quite close. Even Ashton Osborne at the back in an unfamiliar car is keeping up with those in front of him. Lawson has the lead. He's got a car length or 2 over Trevor Elliott, the 27 Hypermac machine, the Gen 5 Hypermac. The 58 Gorge of Richie Taylor bouncing around on the inside of turn 2, and that's allowed Jackson Lovelady to make the pass around the outside. Hayden Mackay will have seen that as well. He'll fancy his chances of an outside line pass next time round 2, I suspect. Out front, Lawson.
Nartai slapped the wall out of 2 last race, and something's wrong with the back of it because it's dancing on him. I think Snedden just backed right out of it. He can see that someone wants to have an accident, and he doesn't need to be part of it.
So that's 8 laps completed now for Kane Lawson, the Magan Turbo Riverlands Holiday Park car. Well hooked up, going nicely, holding off the 27 of Elliott. There's something on the track there. Someone's tyre's gone. It's Jackson Lovelady in the 17. His inside rear has gone. We're in the white flag zone. Lovelady hopefully pull to the infield if he can.
Yeah, he can. He'll do it. He's getting direction.
So 1 lap to go. Half a lap really now as Lawson takes us round past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand. He's just got barely a car length over Elliott. They're about 4 or 5 ahead of Richie Taylor. So there's your race win for the 6 car. Second for Elliott.
Sneeden's doing donuts down to the Faroes.
And 58 Richie Taylor takes third with Hayden Mackay in fourth. And action all round the track in that heat.
So there'll be 2 different versions to that story between Jackson and Hayden. But from my take on it, Jackson's car was getting looser and looser and looser, and he checked back up to square the car up, and Hayden came through with a head of steam and just the car stopped in front of him.
Clipped him. Yeah.
So they're probably both fortunate they didn't get flat tyres. Jackson just on the receiving end of the front bumper. A couple of other cars there got some issues. The smoke coming off the back of Nartai. Sneeden, I think, really just trying to bet himself into the new 8K Hypermac. Osborne getting a clear runner, but back on form. The 6C car, the Megan Turbo, Kane Lawson, and he will be very happy on his first night back out here at Koken Woodford Glen taking a check flag.
That's great. Fastest lap was a 17.75 by Malcolm Nartai. And if I remember rightly, the fastest lap in the first heat was a 16.6, so there's 1.1 second gone out of the track over the course of the evening so far.
So the next stock car teams race. So you travel all the way down from the Waikato from Kiki. You travel all the way out from Wanganui down to Christchurch, only to discover you're racing each other. So
we could have done this at home, folks.
The Kiki team versus one, and Kiki has drawn pole.
Interesting stuff. All right, so a nice replay from the Pits TV there, showing poor old Malcolm Nartai's misfortune. Tripping over a rut in the track was all that was, I think.
Or creating one. It was a moment and a half, though.
Sure was. And I'm not sure if we'll get to see a replay of what happened with Jackson Lovelady. That was where the 8 car speared across the infield.
Already made contact by that point.
Yeah, it already happened by then.
Yes. Oh, and Benji just doing donuts. Getting an extra lap in, but a real short one.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
All right, so some warm-up laps for the Kings. Chance to check out what we were talking about before, the different grip levels across the width of the track in different parts of the track. So both on the straights and on the 2 turns.
Well,
where's the grip?
Flavel's been here before, but this is, certainly if you've ever been to Kiki, it's a lovely racetrack. But it is, it is very different to Koken Woodford Glen. It's a bit smaller. It's a bit more of an amphitheatre. It's slightly banked. One thing that we've been trying to do for the last few years is get some sort of banking into the track here. And I can promise you now, whatever setup you have for Kiki is not the same setup you'll have here at Koken Woodford Glen. And we're seeing that. We're seeing some of these cars. They're diving the car in almost like a modified or a sprint car, and there is no banking there. You can see the mindset. They had 3 of them just before it. Was watch Flavel go down. You can't approach turn 3 that fast and stay low. And unfortunately, if you play follow the leader, so we head around. What we've also been told too is that when the Cromwell team come back out, because Dylan Robb is the 6th driver, he's going to get how many laps? 2 laps.
2 laps of warm up.
2 laps to warm up, which is about 2 more than I thought they were going to give us.
All right, so that's the warm-up completed for the Kiki Kings. Flavel, Shinkleton, Hayes, McPherson and Henderson.
And Kiki have pole. Got that right, didn't I?
No, I think so. I think that's what you said before.
Just because I said it before, it didn't mean I was right the first time. Kiki have pole. No, sorry, tell a lie. Kiki have number 2. The Vulcans have pole, but Kiki will sit where they position themselves on the track. So you wouldn't be surprised to see that the lead Kiki car will go in and put one of the Vulcans right on the pole line.
Yep.
That being said, they want to have more than 3 cars to start the race.
They do. So there's a bit of a queue at the pit gate for the 3-minute.
They've come out and gone, ooh, that wasn't the setup we thought. There'll be tyre pressures coming out of some of those rears. And obviously whatever
there we go. So now the pit crew can trip up and make their way onto the track. A little bit more circumspect than the previous pit crew were.
Well, to be fair, I was told it was Corey McNally, but no, we're all right. I'll get the text message to see who took. Corey McNally was the one that tried to eat the tar seal. Not that he probably wouldn't want to know that.
Too late now.
These cell phones are dangerous things, the information we get. And to be honest, we don't check its accuracy, so we have no idea if what we're saying is absolute tripe. But
so lots of action down there by the pit gate. You can see the crews, they get their heads into the car, they talk to the driver, they find out what's going wrong. It's busy, busy, busy. A little bit of air comes out of some of the tyres.
Well, it's not the old basic stuff where you get the tape out and you're taping up the window because you're getting sunstroke. We're not getting that at this point in the evening. Saloon drivers are all gritting up now for their race. They're optimistic they're going to get it in the next 5 minutes. 3 minutes. Bell's underway. We're just under 2 minutes left. I'm going to spin this other drivers talking to you. So everyone's moving away, but they're still talking to the driver of 212. Tapped him on the head. The old trick is to smack him in the side of the helmet just to make him angry before he goes out. Did I say that out loud?
You did. So 1 minute and 30 of the 3-minute bell has elapsed, but all the pit crews have returned. So the clerk of course says to the gathered cars, you can go, it is safe, away you go. Go and grid up.
So here we go. Kiki will take will take position 2, but they will choose where on the track they're going to start. And you would have to assume that they wouldn't be daft enough to park themselves in the wall or in the middle of the track. No, they are.
They've gone to the middle.
Yeah, they have. I would have thought you would have put you would have put your lead car right down on the pole line so that they even think about turning slightly left. They're on the infield. So it is Henderson, Mooney on the inside. I don't know if I'd want Mooney on the inside and me on the start. I'm figuring that 544 is running the risk of either meeting turn 1 or the pit gate. The 9 car joins in there of Shingleton to the outside. It is Sturzacker. He didn't race the last race from memory. No. Alabaster will join in with McPherson to the outside of him. We wait for the last 2 cars. It look like they're going to be the 95 of Hayes and the 212 of Blair Reeve Smith. Drivers, get out of the cars, get to the scene. They're all at the scene of the crime. Wait for the clerk of the course to finish off. We get the bumper touching. There we go. Only 1 car in the infield, obviously. We're in the starter's hands. Here we go. We're away and
no. That's not how it's supposed to work.
David Ford, stop giving the drivers instructions on how to start races. To be fair to Mooney, he reacted,
Yes, he reacted. It was the 544 car that leapt away, just as you say, just as David Ford did in the previous stock car race.
And it's not Street Outlaws, and a chase isn't a race. Anyway,
2 people wagging the finger there. So have to say, you naughty driver, you.
Thank goodness it's a promotion, not a championship, because it gets, tell him to go back until he hits. Ain't close until you're touching. Right, we're in the starter's hands, but that 544 is prepared to launch, isn't it? Green, and Mooney knew it. He knew it. Picked it like a dirty nose. As the 9 car gets away, he is going to be chased. Is it by Sturzacker or Alabaster? No, it is by Alabaster. Mooney tried to get
tagged
and he gets apart. It all sort of took back to where we started from.
It is really. And so the 2 lead cars come down into the back straight, into the front straight.
So the 9 car followed by Alabaster. The 9 car will go through on McPherson. Yep, he does. The 16 car's going to have to Go high and wide. Yep, no, gives them the tubing. Whoa, the 544 car's got some pace. Mooney's putting the 95 of Hayes around. And the 15 car of Sturzacker, he's all over. Got Kiki sandwiched in the front straight here. 16 cars spun to the infield. He's trying to find his way back out. The 49 car's got the 212 all over him. The 95 car, best just to sit and wait. See who comes around. Although, I don't know if you want to know that it's going to be Mooney that's going to be the first car that sees you.
So Shingleton is still the lead car, the number 9 car from Kiki.
But look at the speed. The 95 car's about to get tubed by Mooney, and he did. That woke him up. And McPherson's about to get it too. There's the 544 car, looks for the kamikaze line, but McPherson. And Henderson goes through. It's solid, the hits. The 9 car goes through. That is the race leader. The 49 car's pushed to the infield, although he doesn't realise it yet. And he hits a parked car on the infield. If he'd backed out of it earlier, it wouldn't happen. Anyway, our race leader, it is the 9 car. Kiki's in command of this one.
They are. They've got 2 cars ahead of 9 now.
And Mooney and Sturzacker are chasing Hayes. 49 car. The problem is he's actually running on the infield because and Sturzacker gives him a good wallop, pushes him to the infield. And I think he's actually broken the 49 car. McPherson gets fired up and going. So a little bit of hand gesturing going on between the Wanganui cars.
So the car in front of Shingleton is the 544, which is actually the second car on the track. It's almost a whole lap down on Shingleton.
Mooney is actually the 3rd car on the track. He knows it, but man is he hitting cars hard. And he's going to push the 95 to the infield, gets through on him. So Shingleton, Henderson, the 9, and Mooney ploughs into the back of the 15.
The 9 gets spun to the infield, so he's going to have to rejoin, so he's going to lose some of his lead now. 544 still going. So at the moment 9 still leads, but his lead's now down to half a lap.
The 49 car's doing laps around the podium to come back out. There's lots of damage here. And the 95 car will just... I thought he was going to park there.
And 9's got a flat front and he's slowed quite noticeably, and 544's catching it.
So Shingleton in the lead still. And almost from a Wanganui point of view, you really wanted the 212 car circulating on the infield. So Mooney knows where he is on the track.
Shingleton's slowed right up. And here comes the 544, white flag, so 1 lap to go. 9 versus 544, this is it. This is for the win.
They're on the same team, dude.
They are too.
They're not going to hit each other.
9's not wearing the same team body, that's why I got confused. Yep.
So it will be the 544 of Henderson. Now, the consequence of all of this is what happens from the start. But
sorry about that.
Henderson will take the win. Shingleton will be second. Mooney, Alabaster, Hayes. It was scrappy. That was scrappy, Tony.
It was very scrappy. It was very messy. So 140, 150 points for Kiki.
Yep, so 10 points effectively behind Canterbury on points.
Yep.
But the Kiki team, that was scrappy. It wasn't a nice win.
No, it wasn't at all.
It was more the Wanganui cars, they just weren't able to stay on the lead lap there. You could see Mooney knew exactly where he was. If only he could have been able to direct the troops. It would have been a different gig. But they'll come round. They took the win. I guess a win is a win. Doesn't matter how ugly it is. And they will go to the pit gate. They will get the check. And it is the AP Group Kings. Well done for their race win. The interesting thing is, all the cars, I won't say are mobile because they're sitting on some of them being pushed back in, but they are still going in without the tow trucks taking them back in.
Yeah, they don't seem to have quite the damage that Otago and Central had.
Okay, so
Dylan Robb
is not going to be the 6th driver for the Cromwell team.
Yep, so for a very interesting reason.
So it's the first time I've seen this. I tell a lie. I have seen it before, but I've seen drivers BS their way through it, particularly in a a certain chassis builder got into a red car one day and he never fitted in that car. But Dylan Robb, 6th driver for Cromwell, gets in the car, doesn't fit. That is a problem. That is a big problem. Now, to be fair to Dylan, he's not exactly the biggest dude.
No, he's not.
So there's something that's not right there, whether he's not happy in the seat or there's something not right. So for his own safety, and you've got to commend the guy, because there's a lot of guys who've got egos the size of elephants that would have just jumped in cars and gone racing. But Dylan Robb is not going to be racing the 99 car, which means if McDonald's going to get bigger, he's going to be a bit tender.
Indeed. So as the Pits TV replay shows some of the highlights from that race, the Saloons are making their way onto the track for their next heat.
Someone didn't tell them it was at the pass too, did they?
Going to run on that wet line, please, guys. Can you run on that wet line?
They've been told, the Saloons have been told to pack that water in. One of the cool features that we have is we actually have the referees' calls playing through the headset, so we can tell you that they've been told to pack that water in. I mean, because any practical driver would just love to run the wet line straight into turn 1 and see if it turns. And these saloon cars that they're making out of Stealth and the Super Saloon chassis are the same car.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Interesting stuff. All right, so heat 2 for the Saloons underway. And off the front, it's Lee Morris in the 37 car. Gets the jump from the 3NZ of Willie Woodhouse. Morris drifts wide. McClimate's on the inside line in that 22 Ford there. And here comes Graham Williamson. Great turn of speed out of turn 2. And he's going to take over 3rd place from McClimate, I think. Down the back straight he does. So first lap, Lee Morris has the lead. His thinnest of leads from the 3 of Willie Woodhouse. Williamson not quite so quick that time round as his car bounced around a little bit. McClimate's in 4th place. There's a moment there for Lee Morris. The car snapped sideways on him. He managed to gather it up. He's lost his 1st place, and everyone else behind him had to back up to avoid the collision.
That was actually some stellar driving from guys to avoid it.
It was. We'll watch that one on the replay at the end, please, Mr. Director. But Willie Woodhouse has taken over the lead, the 3NZ car. Lee Morris holding on to 2nd place, but Graham Williamson looking ominously quick in that 21 car from Invercargill. The 17 of Blair Lee's come through from near the back of the pack. He's now in 4th place. He's got past McClimate. McGlashan's there in the 11 car. A good battle between the 54 of Ryan Marsden and the 433 of Matty Peterson. Marsden's car, like Morris's, snaps sideways out of turn 4. There must be a rut there or something.
He got very, very loose in the 54 car.
Yeah, and he's dropped back a few places.
McGlashan facing the wall there for a second.
Yes, cars are all over the track in this race. This is interesting. Some of the drivers have missed their setup a little bit, I think, but Willie Woodhouse out front. So 5 laps completed. He's holding off Lee Morris and Graham Williamson. 17 Blair Lee is catching them though. He's the quickest car on the track at the moment. And it's only a matter of time before he's wanting to make some passes happen, I think. The rest of the pack backed up behind the 433 of Matt Peterson, a long way from the lead. So plenty of action further back in the pack as well. Osborne's car bounces around like a mad thing there out of turn 3. So about to tick off another lap, complete lap 7. That's Willie Woodhouse. He's got a bit of a cushion. He's got 3 or 4 car lengths over Williamson. Lee has got through to 3rd place. He's got past Lee Morris. His next target is Williamson. Long way back to Peterson, who's opening up a few car lengths over Osborne and then McGlashan. Marsden trying to come back. I don't think he's quite got the setup for this track. 8 down now. Williamson through turn 1 into 2. Driving serenely like it was a Sunday afternoon, poodle to the shops. 21, Williamson, holding on to 2nd, while the 17 of Blair Lee nips at his heels. Brian's got the white, he's waving it, so it's just 1 to go. I don't think there's much doubt that Willie Woodhouse can bring this home. The battle is for 2nd place here. Woodhouse just lost a little bit to Williamson, and Williamson's pulling away from Lee. What we've gone yellow.
Spinner at 4.
So that was McClimate spinning up in turn 4, caused that yellow, while the cars were on the last lap. Interesting.
You'd just about finish with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I just wonder. But
And what's interesting, if you look at the lap times...
So lights out and we're going again. So there's no messing around. The referees are absolutely going for it. So you better get into your Indian file, folks, because we're green and we're racing again. And there's Willie Woodhouse. Manages to handle the start okay. Williamson's right on his tail though. Williamson looking up the inside. Woodhouse has gone wide. Can Williamson keep the car down low? He has to yield. Blair Lee coming right back in behind him too. It's all on in this last half a lap. Willie Woodhouse out of turn 4. Conservative middle of the track takes the win. Williamson, Blair Lee.
White flag.
Oh, white flag. 2 to go. There was 2 to go. So there we go. They didn't just do the last lap. They did the last 2. So Williamson is now under pressure from the 17 of Blair Lee.
Oh, Osborne slideways across the track and
Osborne just pulls it up. So Willie Woodhouse takes the win from Graham Williamson. Blair Lee in 3rd place. Lee Morris in 4th. The positions didn't change with one more lap, except for poor old Ashton Osborne, whose position changed rather markedly.
I think there might have been contact there with the 433, but I guess we'll find out later.
So, yellow, says the referee.
Williamson was the form man there. He just didn't have it. Once Woodhouse pulled down and blocked him out.
Yeah.
But Williamson was impressive. He was actually the fastest car on the track. He pulled a 17.8 in the middle of that race. And Ashton Osborne giving the back bumper of the 433 a real tickle up. There's obviously some animosity. I always find it funny when saloon drivers take guys that come from contact roads and give them a tick and try to rough them up.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Anyway, there's things going on. So, Taniwha they've chosen to go into take grid position 2 and put Canterbury on pole. Sweeting will join with Taniwha. I think Sweeting's just going to roll on up. They waited.
Braden Lennon's out of his car, so he won't be taking part.
And of the cars, he was the only one that I saw getting any welding done on his. So that's fine. So Sweeting has gone up there, and he's gone
so high on the track. I'm not even sure the 98 is going to fit in there, is it?
No, it is.
Just.
But what's happened here, and this is actually if I was the Cromwell manager, I'd be screaming at my team. Taniwha, whoever wins the toss gets the right to grid first.
Yes.
So you can. And they faffed around. They know Canterbury had pole. Sweeting just waited long enough that he was being beyond patient, and then he just took where he wanted to be on the track. I don't necessarily know that Cromwell played it that well on that one, but that being said, this is only the first couple of seconds of the race.
Alrighty, so 4 rows of 2 cars, ready to go teams racing.
Here we go, in the starter's hands, we're away, Sweeting gets away, and yet Taniwha set on the brakes. And McEwen there takes the tube from the 317. And Taniwha is right there with the fifth. And we look through there, with a big pile up on the back straight there with the 317. Race leader, it is the 151.
Wade Sweeting.
And Harley Rob's just going to push McNally into the pile up, is he? No.
He gets pushed into the wall.
He does.
Here comes the race leader down the back straight. I don't think the Coyotes have quite cottoned on yet, but Sweeting's in the lead.
And I don't know if McNally knows it, because he's just got tubed. Sweeting knows it. Sweeting's with McEwen. And 317 will take over the race lead.
Yep, that's fine.
Jacob Bolton's actually on the race lead. And Canterbury have just made it real hard for themselves.
So Sweeting opted to take on McEwen there, and
I don't think he was left with a lot of options. On the infield, though, we have Taniwha and McNally. And Bolton is about to get Harley robbed, is it?
He's going to get robbed.
He's going to get absolutely... So Bolton is the race leader, and he's just eaten some concrete. And so Sweeting will come round and take No, Thine's taken over the race lead.
That's what it's like to be robbed of your lead.
And then Sweeting's gone through as well, so Bolton. Oh, smoke coming off the back of this one, and McEwen's car. And Thine just...
he got the front wheel there beautifully.
He got him a beauty, and he's pushed him to the infield, and they slide
Almost
through.
want to get him over. Oh, double team.
So
it's like WWF this. Okay, and Bolton's just stopped. He's toast.
Yeah, I'd say that got ugly. And I'd say McEwen's probably got wheel gates pushing on both sides of the diff now. Harley Rob's backed up.
To the infield.
No, McEwen's going around. So these two cars are only about 6 weeks old. So Harley Rob's back to the infield, so something's broken. But it is Canterbury 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. And the 16 car, he's still on the infield, so no point even looking at him. Harley Rob's cranked up. So Canterbury 1, 2 and 3 on the track. There were some gnarly hits in there.
There were. So it's 317, Jay Holtham, who's leading the race at the moment. He's completed 6 laps. And there's the 15 car, Thine, now completed 6 laps as well.
Harley Rob's got it fired up. He's broken something in the car, but he's going to be able to limp it home. And of course, limping it home gives you
points.
Gives you those extra points. So it's 140, 25, 20. So that will be maximum points for the Canterbury team if he can just limp it home. Bolton's still sitting on there as a points gatherer, but he's going to be a DNF because, well, basically he's planting potatoes at turn 1.
Yep.
And it's Canterbury cars 1, 2, 3, 4, and as they clock the laps up, and they're just onto cruise control now. So we can take the volume down half a notch and have a relaxing cruise to the end. Thine's wings even waving to the crowd. He's got some front end damage, but about time James damaged the front of that car by hitting something.
Yeah, they're not unscathed with it by any means, the Crushers, but they're still 4 cars running.
Well, the problem you've got too, if you're the next team up against them, one of the fastest cars in the country sitting on the infield at the moment.
Yes.
So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to get mud. Yeah, and the ELS is correct itself. So Holton's in the lead, back by 1 lap down to Thine and Sweeting. But to be fair, I think Thine's just going to lip around. Check, it's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 185 points to the Canterbury Crushers. A donut to the Cromwell team, sadly for them. I don't think the result actually reflected the effort that was put into that race.
Certainly didn't reflect the commitment and effort of the Coyote team.
It was brutal.
No, they absolutely put themselves on the line, but fell at the sword of the Crushers. Kenner beats Wolf.
Look at the wing, it's just waving to the crowd. Put some bolts in it, fine. Oh dear. But well done to the Canterbury Crushers. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a level of bias in this box.
Of course.
But of course, as we look to the grids, who's the next race up? Because it's going to be ugly.
Youth Mini... Oh, no.
Youth Mini Stock Teams race.
It always gets ugly, but no, that's not quite what we meant. So some highlights coming up courtesy of the Pits TV. Some of the reasonably significant hits that went in. That was 861 Bolton getting pushed to the inside. You could see the sparks coming off the back of that car already after that hit.
You've got to be able to think through the race. You've got to be able to finish. And irrelevant to how fast your car is, you still have to be able to bring it home.
Absolutely.
And that's what the Crushers did. Now, don't get me wrong, they've got damage. There's plenty of damage on these cars. Sweeting's probably going to regret this one. He didn't have a lot of choices, to be fair, but he did go to the outside on a block car. Harley Rob just gets in here, did enough there to slow Bolton down. That was the bit that tripped him up. Then he panicked. He slowed down rather than gas it and try and drive away. And saying that Harley is fast, so you do run the risk of having him follow you through into the corner. But at this point, Bolton's race was over. He didn't realise it at this point. But Rob just picked him up, and there we go. Boom, and he goes. So, beautiful run. Thine there, that's where he lost his front corner. And he just kept pushing him. They went through the infield, back out onto the track. And he just stood right in front of Sweeting. Sweeting didn't have to move. He came back onto the track. He got lots and lots of damage there.
They're not supposed to look like that, but there you go. Good racing from the Can Do Fishing Canterbury Crushers.
Don't think.
And we're going to go and pay the bills by playing some ads. We'll come back to you guys very shortly.
Get wholesale tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people. Total Access is New Zealand's largest providers of access machines, scaffolding and height services. Total Access stand by their promise of reliable service, making easy access. With access machines of all types, Total Access have the small machines right up to New Zealand's largest, with a reach of over 56 metres. With locations all over New Zealand, give the team a call today on 0800 Hire Now or visit their website at totalaccess.co.nz. Total Access, where height is within your reach.
As the budget allows as we go racing.
Indeed.
And we go 5 wide down the front straight. This will be interesting down turn 1. Let's take a big deep breath. Oh no, we're going to go 4. No, we're going to
one on the grass.
We push the skirt of the infield. He backs out of it as best he can. And there's a bit of a concertina up in there. But it is the 26k out in front at the moment as we head down to Advara Waste. A little bit of contact in there. Not intentional, of course, at all.
It's a non-contact grade.
Don't stop making them look like stop goes. Anyway, out in front is the 26 Carabola and McCartney. Deegan Brooker in the 38 in car gets pushed wide by Jackson Hurtstos. Then here comes Caelan Keith. This car has been, when McSweeney had it, was a rocket ship, and it's no different with Keith driving it. Certain cars just have a certain way of being fast, and that's when you, and ultimately that's why the parents buy them, isn't it? So out in front though, it is McCartney. Battle here between Hustos. He's pushed the 321 car, gets the bumper into them. And Hustos there on the inside. It is Keith in the 321. He just rushed around the outside. The 38 cars decided to go for a visit. Probably going for a Suvalaki down that end of the track. And the battle is at the front there. So McCartney doing what he can. He's just going to pin the ears back and go for it. Keith sitting back in there. The battle's really for second between him and Hustos. Hustos has gone to the outside as we head past the Valley cars.
Oh, a couple round there and a bit of contact in turn 1.
Some of the newer drivers at the back end are going to go red. and we are still yelling red at the drivers as they come down the front straight.
Yeah.
84, you can back up, please.
Yeah. 84 being told to back up there because it was red.
Yeah, a little bit of amusement here from Arian because we can hear the referees in areas. In fact, actually, they're just through the wall. You can just about hear them through the wall. They're screaming. Red.
Yeah. Taylor Swift fans. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
We're overdriving. This is a learning grade, and the problem with this grade, and I know if I say this, I'll probably rip the heart out of people that run MIP, but there shouldn't be a championship or racing with mini stocks. It should be development for youth.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we've gone racing again. The 84 car didn't really take off. We're going to go red because the 59 car or 58 car. No, red. They're still yelling red at the.
So it is a development grade. It is an opportunity for youngsters to learn, not just about the rules of driving, but about the techniques of driving as well. And they need to learn both.
They need to learn to listen, is what I'm hearing from the referee in my headset.
It's interesting. Yeah, this is the first time we've been hearing in our ears the same live with the drivers. And it is revealing, isn't it?
Because I have worn a headset with the receiver under my headset at times, but don't do it very often. But tonight we have it as an instant feed. Right, so we've gone green. And we are away in racing. The 79 car Skur hasn't moved. I think we're going to experiment with the yellow light in the next race, surely. As a lot of bumpers have been used. Whoa, the 58 car just about to the pit, did a pirouette out into the wall. Well, I actually feel sorry for the 26 car of McCartney, because he actually raced clean, tidy, and got passed under the red by the cars that now bolted out in front of him.
Yes, he did. I agree with you. Yeah.
I think he's been absolutely robbed. But anyway, that's an aside.
Keith retakes the lead through Enviro Waste. I don't think Hussos is going to
there's definitely
take that lying down, though.
There's little bits of Braille Morse code going in as these guys pass each other. Or he's trying to line up the wheel gate, depending on how you look at it. But
this is. Oh, was there contact? I didn't mean.
That's why you paint your chassis the colour as the next fastest cars, so when you do hit. But
so
Keith got well out of shape.
Keith got well out of shape trying to avoid running into the back of the 21, a back marker there, and that's allowed Hustos through. So the 10 car retakes the lead. Keith's got to do the passing all over again for the third time. But we're in the white zone, so I don't think he's going to run out of racetrack.
In all honesty, if I was a referee, I'd be sending some of these cars in for re-scrutineering for brakes after this race. But the 10 car will take the race win. It is Jackson Hustos, followed by Caelan Keith, Oliver McCartney in the 26 car. Burson, who is actually off the back of that pack, has come through to fourth.
Yes, great drive actually that.
And a few of them haven't realised the checkers waved. Still racing. Yeah, they're doing it. Got one parked down at turn 4. And the stock cars are in the chute. Not that they've been too confused with these fellas.
Oh, no. In fact, some of those stock car drivers could learn a thing or two. Oh, there you go. So Jackson Hustos takes the win in the 10C Youth Mini Stock from Caelan Keith. Danica Ireland in the 35 car was third. Oliver McCartney in the end finished fourth, and Jack Burson, as we say, came through from the back of the pack to finish fifth in what was probably the drive of the race. Trent Ainsley took the fastest lap at 21.78. Good stuff.
That race brought to us by Really Swift Parts, and the next race with stock cars brought to us by Amuri.net. They're the ones that keep us all connected here at Koken Woodford Glen.
They're a good wee internet provider, Amuri.net. They do our internet at home, have done for many years. Meanwhile, you can watch via the Pits TV stream the next stock car race.
So Alex Rondell on pole, Matt Richards beside him. A little bit of pushing from the mid-pack there, and we are array and racing. I didn't actually realise it was Sinead McNally in the 121 car tonight. Is out in front though. Rondell's put the foot down. He's gone. He is hightailing it out. Tama Pierce in the 11 car looking back to the 45. And then we have Paul Simon being tubed there by the 5 car of Phillips, and he gets underneath and pushes them wide. There's a lot of these cars end up going out wide to the wall. Heading down the front straight. Oh, in we go. The 17 car taking David Ford in.
Big right-hand turn there on the front straight.
Yep, Ford backs out of it. He'll drive away. Good. You're going to put the... Don't hump what you can't kill. Everybody loves a hero. Anyway, out in front, it is Rondell. He's actually gapped on the 11 car of Pierce. Pierce having a great run here.
Sure is.
And we go back to Phillips in the 5 car. Of course, when you take out some of the faster cars that the team's racing, Daniel Mooney's in the middle of all of this, just noticing the 6 car from Wanganui. And he's actually bounced out wide to the wall. So, 17 car there limping up by the wall. So, ended up doing more damage to himself.
Yeah, he's done a flat right rear.
Oh, Jason Brooks gets flipped around mid-straight. I actually wonder if it was his daughter that put him round. Wouldn't blame her. And the school bus on the infield as well at the moment. So actually it's the boyfriend and girlfriend having a go at each other in the mid-pack there as well. Just quiet. As our race leader, it is still Rondell across the start-finish line and back to Pierce, but he has got Simon and Phillips in a good battle there behind him. And just looking for where the 17 car circulating high down the back straight as we watch Rondell come through across the start-finish line because he's an ex-crusher. Did a huge amount of damage on his days to his but good battle there. Now the battle for second, just taken over the 11 car, got given a bit of a hurry up there for Paul Simon. Oh, wow! That Matty Lee launched out of 3 and just about took the 621 car in. He backed out of it at the last second, spun himself out, and to be fair to the 621 of Prendergast, he drives off. And Matty Lee, I think he's just looking to fire her back up. Race leader goes through. And Brooks goes in hot with the 71 car. So Paul Simon there looking to have a good run here in the 77D car. Brooks dives down across the bow of the 5 car. Brooks, you can see he's just the 17 car ploughed into the side of the 214. He had to sit there for a lap.
So we've gone red. And obviously with those cars sitting on the track in turn 4, we need to get them out of harm's way. Looks as though we've just drawn the 50-50 for the night.
417, you can back up. 417,
So,
you can back up. 45.
if you fancy $1,037.50, then you will need to show us ticket number 959. Your ticket says meeting number 4, ticket number 959. Then you go downstairs to the control tower, and we'll unite you with your $1,000 and something. So fantastic.
Probably have a cheaper night than most of the stock car drivers.
Indeed.
Not entirely sure why the 17 car felt obliged to plough into a parked car.
I would hazard a guess from what we've seen at that turn tonight that there's a few ruts in the track up there, and sometimes you might be a little bit out of control.
The 17 car was limping around by the wall slowly.
True.
So this was the hit. Massive. Matty Lee did the big kamikaze on Troy Prendergast, but he got himself out of shape. As he went in there, he spun himself around.
Yes.
And so is his wing on his car. So he will...
Yes, a sort of anti-aerodynamic wing, that one.
It's a just broken one mount, but I'm sure Parky will be happy. The Recreation Hotel sponsorship on that. Okay, we're going to go racing again. Our race leader takes the white flag across the start-finish line. And the 77 car of Simon, followed by the 11 car Cameron Ditch pulling to the infield on the back straight. Rondell will come up on the back of McNally. Dave Ford just circulating A's ball to the infield, so obviously a little bit of damage from that earlier contact. Rondell hit through Enviro Waste. Doesn't have to do anything too stressful here. Just keep the head down, takes the win. Followed by Paul Simon and Tama Pierce. There's all sorts of cars here, and I'm not going to pick the next spot because I'd say Brosnan and Clive were probably going to be with ELS mounts determined who got through on that. So that was our stock car cash races. I'm looking over my shoulder and going, oh, there's our stock car teams racing the chute, Tony.
Yep, it's going to be exciting. 20.10 was the fastest lap. Brooke McPherson in the middle of that race. Though quite a number of drivers did set their fastest lap on the last lap of that race. So.
Yeah, I'd say it's just quite a nice stock car track at the end. That being said, there's a wee bit more damage out of that race.
Indeed. So that's stock cars.
Mooney just looking at the back of his car, even though he came out for the cash race and didn't really hit anything. I think he's lost the shock on the back end of that car.
Yeah, it's dropped at the back. I thought initially it was a tyre, but I agree with you. I think it's the shock mounting point's gone. Sometimes there's an easy fix if it's just the pins that hold the shock in place, but if it's the mount itself, it can be much more difficult.
I'd say it's the Roddy on the shock to be fair, but you never know. There's, of course, no more warm-ups. It's straight out.
I thought you were going to say no more Mr. Nice Guy.
They didn't start out nice tonight. So it is the Kiki team up against the Otago Outlaws. And just looking at the Kiki team, they're only going to front with 4 cars by the looks of it.
Have Otago got all of theirs, I wonder? Because they were a little bit under the pump as well. We'll have a quick look, see what we can find out for you.
We Reuse IT should be your first port of call when you need help with your PC, laptop or tablet. Whether it be a fault with your machine or a warrant of fitness checkover, the team understand just how important it is to lessen your downtime. And if your old machine cannot be repaired, We Reuse IT have huge stock of refurbished or new PCs, Macs, tablets, printers, screens and much more. Visit them in store today at 135 Cuba Street, Palmerston North, or head to their website at www.wereuseit.co.nz.
No, I think they're going to take McPherson out. Oh, the neck brace has fallen off Aidan McPherson. So that is the problem. So can he reach down and get it? And I guess the question is it outside assistant? Well, when we say fallen off, is it in the car is the question.
If it's in the car, then presumably he can undo his belt.
No.
No?
He can't undo the belts. So once they're screaming for one to be... So it's in the car with him. It's just fallen off. He can't reach it, but of course... the look on his eyes, the visor's up. They haven't had 3 minutes. So we've got the clerk of the course actually in here with us at the moment, so if you hear some noise in the background, you might hear us having separate conversations. They're allowing him to go to the gate.
So the rest of the cars will give him space. He can drive to the gate. The 3 minutes will start. He can be fitted with a spare neck brace.
Well,
presumably.
The first thing is you're going to send a pit crew member in there head first. Not that that's the way you want to enter a race car. To go is probably flapping around by his feet. The old great debate is which way around do you wear your neck brace. I think we just discovered that he wears his with the Velcro to the back.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of other people saying they've never seen a hybrid fall off like that, and a Hans and that sort of stuff. So they're going to let they might let the stock car circulate just so they don't overheat.
And they'll have to grid up again anyway to get him back in the middle because he wasn't at the front or the back. One of those things. Team manager there asking the question, making sure everything's all right.
Yeah, something pretty simple. It's the small things that trip you up though, isn't it? So they're giving him a neck brace by the looks of it. It's certainly not the sort of thing you want to be sweating over. Back around. This is where you take the opportunity for Dion Henderson to actually reposition yourself on the track and actually push that Otago team back down to the pole line.
So the car's away.
So he's got another neck brace. Either they've fished the one out from his feet or they've given another one. Certainly not the sort of thing you forget to put on. The way these cars are hitting, the Otago team were hitting in the last race, is certainly something you would like to think you can have some respect for your own safety.
If anything, the 544 is even higher up the track this time around.
He is quick off the line if he whacks to the green.
So everyone else grids up around him, behind him. 49 car slots into place.
Aggressively from Benji Smale.
Yeah, means business. This time round,
we're in the
teams racing.
In the starter's hands, lights in the air, flags in the air, we're away. And the 5-car bolts away from it. So, no one saw that one coming. So, scrappy little start we've left with, out of all of that, Aidan McPherson sitting on the start-finish line, just rolling to the block position.
Fair bit of pace from the 544 car.
544 has been chased there by Nika Tahura. And we're going to open the door and fire it into the wall. So Benji Smale, he's now in. We've got our race leader is taken out to the wall, is he?
No, it was just in front of him. It was the blocker for him, got taken out. 544 still leading.
544.
He's got a fair ton of pace in that car. That was a fast lap.
It's a very fast car. And he's believe he's got a faster car coming for next season. The 75 car slowed down. He's about to... And Benji Smale, he blew the wing off him. Go red here. Now, what was that for?
Well, there's a wing on the track.
Well, there is that aspect of it. I just wondered there. We were all on the track, I'm sure, but I'm sure the video might say it a bit differently. Yes, that is a very fast tank. It is very solid.
It is. Impressive car.
Certainly done some miles. Certainly had some aggravation being weighed at South Island Champs a few times, but it's a very quick car. And in the hands of someone who's relatively aggressive. So the 88 car taking the infield, and Noddy pulls off straight in front of the 513. The 513 pulls off. He's just going to get wound straight in there by the tank of Benji Smell. He's pushing him side. Here he goes. He's put them up, and he's... Massive hit! The 49 car started the roll, and Benji Smell made sure he went for it.
That's taking advantage of an opportunity, isn't it?
Well, Benji hangs the car on the fence down there, and then kamikazes. He had a wrecked body on the car going in, and he made sure... Now, the thing is
he gives a thumbs up. He just gives a thumbs up. He just says, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, little buff out.
Are they going to find the neck brace lying on the track? Smale, man, he smelt the opportunity. As an aside, did anybody notice Zane Tahura's decided to park on the side of the podium on the infield?
Yes, that was another one, wasn't it? I don't know how hard he hit the podium, but my eyes were somewhere else. We're going to need to see some replays, Mr. Director, I think, of that.
Look at the underrider bar on the 49 car. It's mangled. He was up in the air going over, and he got drilled by Benji Smale. Really street stock driver. So we're just waiting to see. Of course, we've got Benji Smale. He's brought the night alive. He got into the Callum Flavel. He takes him out to the wall, fires him in, bang, up he goes, tries to hang him on the wall. Then Tahura plows into McPherson, loses control, goes up and gets walloped. Tahura, actually, he did hit the podium relatively hard in the 88 car.
Yeah. So action all over the track there. As you say, it was Smale just finished off what Tahura started.
And this Smale actually lost his body by putting the 513 in. And yeah, he was already... The 49 car was already going, Great shot of that.
That's one for the highlights reel, that, I think. That's pretty cool. Good camera work by the Pitch TV team there. Thank you, guys.
So,
didn't flinch.
So the back end of the 49 car has broken.
Yes.
Not a huge surprise. I don't think he meant to be hit in mid-air.
So Smale doing the business there.
Yeah, he's... What did the State of Origin Street Stock meeting teach him over the years?
Oh, yeah. Tahura does the business on Edson,
was massive.
Smale, just finished him off, really.
He just made sure, but Smale's actually lucky he didn't go over himself.
He is.
And 3 laps down.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 to go. Yeah.
And
here we go.
Run over the body.
So as far as we know, that's your lead car just gone across start finish there to 544. Yeah, that's what ELS is telling us.
Yes, the
544 is your lead car for Kiki.
I'd say Mr. Flavel's about to get tickled up in a minute. Oh no. So the 5 car is running second on the track, but he's nearly a lap down. This is where it gets interesting. Has Smale picked who the race leader is?
I think he has, but I don't think he's going to be able to have an opportunity to do anything by it there, because good blocking by the 95 car.
The 95 car might get mangled. Oh. Yep, the 5 car gets through on Flavel. So this is where Tahura's going to have to do some work here. He's got no choice. He actually has to take the 544. And he got him.
Oh, he got him.
He got him.
That's your race leader taken to the wall right there.
So he's got to hold him there for at least a lap. And Flavel had a ploughed into it. So Henderson is really exposed now. He's lost nearly 3/4 of a lap.
And the 5 cars past him, so 5 car takes over the lead. No, we're wrong. No, I'm sorry. No, you're quite right. 544 is still in the lead, but 5's not far behind him. So there's your first and second on the track, just coming out of turn 2 now.
And this is where Smale's got himself tied up.
So Tahura's got to do the work here. He's got to realise the car coming up behind him is the lead car. It's a blooming fast car, that 544.
It is.
Yeah, he's sped up and he's going to look.
Flavel's guessed it. He's spun himself to the infield. So
Tahura dealt with fairly easily by Henderson.
But here's Smale back out. Now he's got to look in the mirrors. He's got to start thinking. Oh, he's got a flat tyre.
Can't turn right.
Oh.
He can't turn right.
No, he can't. We are on the white lap, and there is nothing stopping Henderson from taking the win. So Hayes has decided to speed up. The 513 is going to come back out into the track and rejoin. So they're going for points here. They really are trying to get the points. It will be a race win to Dion Henderson. He'll take the 100 points. Trazan, Ryland, Annabelle, he'll come around. He will take the 40. He's crossed the checkered. Caleb Hayes and Callum Flavel are actually, if they get home, they're actually going to get really good points, but have some wrecked gear.
Absolutely.
So you'd have to say the final looks like it's going to be a Canterbury Kiki thing, which will be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, one team's done it the hard way tonight. The other team...
We've gone yellow, so that's it.
Yep, she's done and done. So now we wait for the tally up of points. And I guess neither of these teams are looking forward to the rebuild they've got to do over the next 4 or 5 races.
Quickest lap, Henderson, not surprisingly, 20.39. That's a good lap time.
Yeah, that is a very, very quick
So the
go.
Kiki Kings absolutely had to battle for their win, no doubt about it. It was a mission. It was an effort.
That race brought to us courtesy of X Factor. And then we should have Super... we do have Super Saloons. That's kind of handy.
Yeah,
they'll be brought to us by the Blind Cleaner. And then we've got... Actually, no, tell a line. It's the Garage 16 that bring us the Super Saloons. But then we have Youth Mini Stock Saloons, Stock Cars, and Teams Racing to finish the night.
Oh, indeed. Back soon. Lights are out. They're going to be racing this time round. See how Jackson goes off the front. I seem to remember in previous seasons he's loved that, the opportunity to have clear space in front of him. So we're about to go green, about to go racing, away we go, but round the outside comes Hayden Mackay with a very sneaky start there that absolutely rockets that 86 car round. Lovelady playing catch up now in second place. Here comes Trevor Elliott getting the nose into third.
Nartai's in the wall down at 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, that was not pretty. Malcolm Nartai pulling to the infield.
Oh, Jackson putting Hayden Mackay under the wall.
Yeah, it's tough out there. So Jackson Lovelady takes over the lead. He's got Trevor Elliott in second place, Hayden Mackay just back in third, but right on the rear of the 27 machine. Behind them, Taylor and Lawson nipping at the heels of the cars in front of him, and a bit of a gap back to the two Bolton stable cars. Matt Summerfield, former New Zealand National Rally Champion, and Ashton Osborne. Nartai's car definitely got some front steering issues there as it pulls to the infield. Lovelady squirting the dirt. Loves that middle to high line on the track. This is the time of the night when those Lovelady chassis absolutely shine. And Trevor Elliott doing his best to reel him in on the lower line.
He's doing it though.
He is doing it.
I stand to be corrected. I'm reasonably certain Shane McIntyre's crowing on the 27 car tonight.
Okay. So Lawson's got underneath Mackay who's on the high line, and the gorge of Richie Taylor holding on to fifth place at the moment. Good distance back to to Ashton Osborne in the 891 tonight, and at the back of the field, Matt Summerfield still getting used to the idea of constantly turning left. So Trevor Elliott pokes his nose in front through Enviro Waste turn. You get the feeling the tracks just started to come away a little bit from the 17 car. Elliott's got the better setup at this time of the night. Lawson trying to hang with them. Doing his best there. 58 Richie Taylor starting to come on a bit stronger as well. And now Hayden Mackay starting to close on the back of Taylor. Still anyone's race from these top five, I feel. One little mistake and it could all go wrong. Elliott starting to open a gap. Lawson struggling for grip there. And Taylor has to pull out right in behind him to avoid a collision. 7 down, 8 laps down now. Trevor Elliott. Flames in the back of the car. Jackson starting to fight that car now. You can see the lines, the smoothness is gone. He's fighting for grip. Lawson trying to close on the back of him. Richie Taylor right in the mix there too. And Hayden Mackay starting to drop off the back of this group.
I think Mackay suffering from a little bit of that wall rub earlier.
So Lawson had to pull out there as Jackson got a little bit sideways coming out of turn 2, and that's allowed Richie Taylor to close up.
The 17 car, Tony, just not turning mid-corner.
It's not. It's just he's not got the setup here. He's bouncing around there. It's just not working for him. And around the outside comes Richie Taylor. We're about to get into the white zone next time round. Trevor Elliott looks comfortable enough out front, but Jackson Lovelady looks anything but comfortable in second place. So there we go, into the final lap. Elliott's pulling away a little bit. Can Richie Taylor or Kane Lawson make a move? Taylor's lining him up. He's going to break very late into 3, I'm sure. But there's just no space, no way round. Checkered flag for Trevor Elliott in the 27 car. 17 holds on for second place from Kane Lawson in the 6, and right on his tail the 58 of Richie Taylor.
To be fair, the fastest car on the track was Jackson Lovelady at 18.2, but those last few laps there, he was doing everything he could just
to hold on,
keep control of it. Yeah, I think he was on the ragged edge of what that, and I think you saw in that last lap he got on the brake earlier and just drove the corners, which seemed to be what the car wanted to do.
Yeah, his best laps were definitely in the first half of that race. So good stuff from our Super Saloons. Reminder that we've got 2 Super Saloon series coming up reasonably soon. One of them's already started. In fact, the first round's down south. There's going to be the Extreme Racing Series as well, put together by Josh Bolton. It's kind of like a mini New Zealand Championship. run over multiple nights. The number of top drivers from the North Island who've joined that series is unbelievable.
Actually, the thing that I like most about it, and I was talking to Richard Taylor about it, isn't the fact that we can see some of these top drivers like the Cowlings, etc. We get to see some of the guys that are club racers at Tauranga that you don't see regularly. There's a lot of drivers that are taking it's an 8-day sojourn down here, 2 nights here, over to Greymouth, across to Blenheim, then up to Nelson, all done and dusted, go home. And there is definitely some incentives in that series to come south and race. But we're going to see drivers that we've never seen down here before, or were unlikely to see unless there was a New Zealand title.
Yes.
And so it is going to be really interesting. Of course, then we have 2 weeks after that, I think it's like 3 weeks after that, we have the Debbie the Webster Super Cup Series, which is our South Island Saloon series that we've had for many moons, and it's the current incarnation. So yeah, a lot of Super Saloon racing throughout January. I guess the fans will vote with what they like.
Absolutely. Look, I'm seriously thinking of following the Extreme Racing Series around the South Island. It's going to be, as you say, 8 days of really top-notch racing. I'm really looking forward to it.
As we clear the track, the mini stocks will be up for the that's like a feature race. We're also going to see non-contact. All of those seem to be
yes, not quite accurate. Ooh, there's a hub that doesn't look like it should.
No, it's I think there's a chunk of diff still attached to that. What is this? I don't think what it is. Definitely some axle there.
You refueled on the side of the road, did you?
I did. I tell you what, I saw my wife sweet talk a whole bunch of security guards to allow her to drive her car through the Christmas parade.
Oh boy.
That'll be a good conversation when you get home. As we go racing in the youth minis.
Good luck with that. Okay.
And it is the 12 car of Phillips leading us away. Island down the 35 to the outside. It's one of our Cromwell cars lurking around. So we've got a nice little bunch of visiting cars in the middle there. I'm sure I heard something go bang there, but that might have been funny noises you hear as Phillips comes across the start-finish line in the 12 car. Battle there between the 88 and the 10C for 3rd and 4th. And Danica Island in the 35 car holding second, but she has got a lot of work going on behind her. Burson and McCartney having a good run there a little bit further back. They all go to Indian file for the corner. Island able to keep the car down nice and low. The problem with keeping the car low and holding it down there is you scrub off a little bit of speed. The benefit is you get to a hold track position, but it looks like Hustos has gone through. Burson's coming through as well. Burson's decided to go low. He put this, and the 35 car dives up the inside.
Oh, and gets a tap on the rear as well.
To be fair to the Burson car, as much as he's got a super stock sitting in the shed, he just nowhere to go. The 35 car all bouncing there, clips into the side of Cale and Keith. And I guess when it starts to go bad, it goes really bad. Out in front though, it is Phillips in the 12, but the 10 car the car just jumped from the pole line out to the wall. Lost a lot of ground. McCartney's coming through on the 26 car. Probably starting to see some really good racing out of the 26 car.
Yes.
As he's having a battle here.
Kalen Keith half spins and takes himself to the infield and fully spins.
He fully spins on the grass. As Phillips goes through on the first of the back markers. He's just getting a little bit of space between him and the 10 car. I think he's in good track position at the moment. Burson is the one who's making the moves, as is the 26 car of McCartney. The 5 car lurking back there just a little bit. Whoa, there's a rut right out of turn 2. I'm guessing a stock car's left a hole there because they're bouncing through it. Probably someone should tell the saloon cars they will find it too shortly. But I was going to say Kalen Keith's challenging for the lead, but he's not. He's a lap down.
Yes, he is.
Which is
a whole lap down.
It's kind of handy and it's kind of not. He can drag you along because he is fast, but then the second place car, which is the 10 car, could end up in a battle with him, which is just not going to help the Hustos desire to win. So it is the 12. White flag is out, and looking at that, because these cars don't run for season points, so they're not running for the ranch tonight. It is the 12 car of Phillips heading down the back straight. He will head into Enviro Waste, and Cole Phillips will take away the race win followed by Jackson Bustos and Jack Burson. And
so some good driving there in that race, which was a little less incident filled than the previous heats, we'd have to say.
So diplomatic there, Tony.
Oh, I say that, and what do we have down here in turn 4? One in the wall.
Yeah, but
spoke too soon, eh?
If you do it to yourself, that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Fair enough. Alrighty. So that's Youth Mini Stocks. Cole Phillips, well done to you. And some of those names have been near the front all night. Trent Ainsley, Jack Burson, Jackson Hootos, Oliver McCartney, Danik Island. They've been there all night near the front of this field. Jacob Skur. So there's definitely the cream starting to rise to the top as the season works its way on for Youth Mini Stocks.
I guess the variation too is between a 12-year-old who starts in the grade to a 16-year-old who finishes in the grade.
Yeah, it's a huge variation in experience level, eh?
Yeah, and there's not a lot of difference in the cars. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of illegal ones out there, but there's not a huge difference in them.
No, well there shouldn't be anyway. Alright, we've got a couple of last minute ads to play before the end of the night, and we've got some saloons waiting in the chute, so we'll be back very shortly, and see you soon.
Anderton Decorators are a long-established Canterbury company covering the whole of the South Island who love to support their local community. If you require expert advice from design to application, then Shane has the expert team to ensure your next project is hassle-free with a professional finish. Floor to ceilings, walls to roof, inside, outside, commercial or residential. Let our team take the hassle out of your decorating. Give us a call now on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators, we have you covered.
Alrighty, so the gridding up, a few cars missing from earlier in the night, but still a pretty good sized field for this end of the evening. Off the front row of the grid there, on the outside the 54 Ryan Marsden, and on the inside 72 Dutchie Peter Scouten, brand new stealth chassis for Scouten, and a several season old Lovelady chassis for Marsden. They're both very, very competitive.
They read this literally with duct tape numbers. And
no paint.
Sent it down to the team at Terry Sober's work down in Dunedin and came back looking just like every other one of Dutchie's cars with the black flames.
Yes.
But it is very quick.
So it'll be an interesting battle off the front row, and indeed the second row is no slouchy. The two no slouches in there either. So away we go. Ryan Marsden gets the jump, and Ashton Osborne from the second row of the grid catapulting into third place. A little bit of probably not contact there with Willie Woodhouse. He just slowed up slightly mid-corner. 21 of Williamson looking very racy on the back of the 3NZ car. And 7 Scott Woodhouse at the back of the field. So a lap completed for Ryan Marsden. He's got a couple of car lengths over the 72 and 16 cars who are pretty much side by side. Osborne on the 16 gets a little bit more go forward out of turn 2 on the high line, but Scouten's got the pace in a straight line. These two cars pretty much brother and sister chassis, aren't they? And it's really coming down to how well they're set up and the motor performance. 433 Matt Peterson coming on strong as well. He's in fourth at the moment. He's about to latch onto the back of these two dueling stealth cars. That in itself is a hybrid chassis of bits. It seems to perform particularly well. But out front, proving its worth as a timeless classic car, really. The Lovelady of Ryan Marsden, just in the groove, the car very smooth. The track absolutely suiting it at this point in time, and he's building a lead every single lap, increasing his lead by a few tenths. Osborne's holding on to second at the moment, 72 Dutchie in third.
Dutchie's had to go high. He knows. Wow, Marsden went real high. Osborne.
Yes. So there's definitely something up in turn 4 there. Marsden seems to be getting higher and higher on the track. The actual lap time is getting slower and slower, but the gap to second is getting greater and greater.
He's had to back it. Mountford had a big moment there. Marsden had to back out of it, so rather than drove the corner rather than sliding it in. But he's got such a lead, Tony.
I know. Osborne holding on to second at the moment. Dutchie nipping at his heels. Matt Peterson's right there on the low line as well. The 17 of Blair Lee's come through from further back down the field. Marsden gets a little bit sideways there. There's a wee push on there coming into turn 4, and that slowed him up a fraction. but he's still got a substantial lead. Osborne trying to eat into that lead now. And Peterson starting to put the pressure on Skelton. So interesting battles within the race here. So coming across start finish now. There we go. There's another lap ticked off for Ryan Marsden. And the gap back to Osborne stretches back out to 2.6 seconds. He's got a comfortable gap now ahead of Peter Skelton. And it's Peterson who is facing a bit of pressure from the 17 car of Lee. Peterson gets out of shape there, and Lee takes advantage up the inside. I think the pass about to be completed here through 1 and 2. Lee has to hold it down low, but that 17 car's got grip anywhere on this track, and he does. He makes the pass cleanly. So that's 8 laps gone now. 9 laps gone. This is a feature race, of course, 12-lap race.
Won't know what to do with the extra laps, they'll get all confused.
Oh, we're all getting confused. So across out of Enviro-Waste and across start finish, the race leader 54 Ryan Marsden. Gap back to Osborne. Let's wait for the LS now up to 3.0, so he's pulling away. Osborne holding off Skelton in the 72 and the 17 of Blair Lee. Matt Peterson starting to drop away off the back of these guys now. Graham Williamson starting to come on in the 21 car, but he's the length of the straight behind. He's half a lap really behind the 54 of Ryan Marsden. So Marsden coming up onto some back markers now. It's not a 12-lap race, it must be a 15-lap race. We're on lap 12.
Given the Kiki team trying to fix some cars.
Just keeps getting longer and longer this race. So Ryan Marsden up the inside of Mountford puts him a lap down, 2 laps down in fact, and his next target will be Dougal McClimate in the 22 Ford.
White flag's going to Brian's hand.
So that's 14 laps completed for Ryan Marsden. Been 14 pretty flawless laps really. Osborne slowing up a little bit there, and Blair Lee's got through on Skelton as they went past the back marker of Mountford. And it'll be an interesting final corner for Blair Lee. But there's the race win to Ryan Marsden. Ashton Osborne holds on for second from Lee in third and Skelton in fourth. Quickest lap, Ryan Marsden at 18.26.
Just about here, John Lovelady laughing, going, you reinvented the wheel and our car still be here.
Yep, absolutely, you can. You can see the smile on his face, eh? Yeah.
And saying that Ryan Marsden, it is like wearing an old pair of running shoes, that car for him.
Yes.
You know, the car that Jackson is racing was his Super Saloon chassis for a wee while.
Yes.
And much like it is a wee bit for Jackson at the moment, and it was definitely for Ryan. It was an inconsistent car. It never gave him the results that they probably deserved.
Yeah.
And then getting back into his former winning car, which had been headed down to Invercargill, I mean, well looked after. It just must be like getting back into an old shirt. Just winning races. A very, very competitive car, a very good car, and very well sorted.
Yep, he understands that car totally, doesn't he? And the team understands how to get the best out of it.
It doesn't hurt that they have a Ford mechanical dealership either. So
yeah, fair comment. There you go. So well done, Ryan Marsden, winning the Saloon feature, which was race number 17 on your program, brought to us by Mobile Foods and Special Events. Anne Aitken and her team make the hot dogs here at Koken Woodford Glen, a whole lot of other stuff as well. So thank you to them for their support over many decades, you have to say, here at Woodford Glen. Next up, stock car feature, brought to us by Printwise.
Cam Dench in the 47 car to the inside. Craig Robb, he's had a blinder tonight.
He has, he's raced well, eh?
A bit quiet in the third race, but you know where Harley and Dill got their genes from. In front though, it is Craig. He's been pushed there by Bailey Clive up the inside there, and Dench is there as well. But once we get onto that back straight, watch the Holden wind up. As the 74 oil sparks flying off. I don't know who it was. It was 606. As Jason Brooks, he got trying to use the bumper and just about gets tubed by his daughter. He's a bit dizzy, hasn't quite got into race gear yet. And Matty Lee gets into the back of him. Can't snap just a look. Matty Lee goes out to the wall. Out in front though, it is Clive. It is the 44 car with Craig Robb, Cam Dench. And Craig Robb will keep that car nice and low. Oh no, he bounces it while Cam Dench is going to pop the nose up the inside. All's fair and love and racing. And Robb there just washing out a bit high. 74 and the 214 having a battle coming off 2. Looks like they're just having a bit of playtime. 46 car sounds like a Massey Ferguson. Obviously dropping off cylinders. 214 circulating. Bailey Clive, our race leader. Josh Brosnan in the 606. And he gets put round by Rob. And now he becomes a front bumper attachment for Rob. Brosnan manages to get away with it. We tap there for Matt Richards. Rondell goes through as well. Oh, Matty Lee took a big swing. I'm thinking it was a Clive.
Yeah.
He's out to wreck something, isn't he? Possibly himself. But we'll see as the race goes on. There's another little rut there. Oh, I think they just... Did they take a tyre off? No. There's a nasty little rut going into turn 1. You can see the 471 car hooked it and just bouncing straight. Oh, Rondell just spat out there. I think Craig Robb just tubed him going down. And I don't think Craig's going to mess around here with Matty Lee. Matty had a wee sniff, but no, Craig is hauling. McPherson's car is definitely has optional cylinders.
Yeah.
Only lost 2 to the infield. Although it does feel like a lot more because a lot less came out. Our race leader Bailey Clive, first season in stock cars, running the Pooh Bear Rees car. And it is 77 cars come through on Dench. Paul Simon, former street stock 1NZ. Had a play in Super Saloons and found a home back in stock cars. As Brooks and the 471 having a bit of a battle there. Bailey Clive just erupts up the side of the 471. Dench and Simon Peely the side. And it is Bailey Clive past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand down to Enviro Waste. He is flying as the Brooks car gets spun on the back straight. Goes out wide and Bailey Clive will take the race 1. He'll be happy with that. Cam Dench followed by Paul Simon.
I think that's it.
We go to wrap the night up with the last 2 teams races of the night. And in the chute at the moment, it's Dunedin and Wanganui. Lord knows their pit crews haven't had a hard enough night.
Yeah. Is there more than one car per team? Oh, looks like it. Yeah, no.
There's at least 3.
There's at least 3. That's good. That is actually a good effort. No, seriously, given how those 2 teams left the track, that is a good effort.
Now there will be some, I won't say hot laps because that's a bit of an exaggeration. There'll be a couple of laps for those 6 drivers or change of drivers in the cars just to make sure they're comfortable.
Yep, important that that's done. Alrighty, so I might hand over to Mr. Ivan, who's back for the contact grades, as is his want.
It's certainly quite a contrast of how the teams have all got to these roads tonight. A lot of damage through there.
I know what your one is. 50-50 on each of them. It might be a flip of the coin.
Might be after this race.
Well, this race could decide.
It's quite fun that Ivan and I are having a debate and nobody has any idea other than the fact that we're passing notes up here.
And so, they're not $100 notes.
What is going on here? Waiting for the 212 to join in.
No, wait.
Somebody stalled it?
No, I'm wondering if the clutch is a bit
dodgy.
Yeah. I love the way Benji joins, smack and pushes Mooney forward. So Wanganui have done a great job to at least get 3 cars out there, but you do start with a disadvantage. So Mooney gets away. Taylor's going to chase him. Benji Smart. He's going to go through. And so Wanganui have decided.
Taylor just turns Mooney round on the back straight.
Wanganui have decided they have to bash their way into this one. And here we go. Has Taylor got the horsepower here? I don't know if he's got the momentum here. He's risking himself. No,
he's nervous. He knows just to sit back.
Get his teammate out of the way. Smale's going to come through and he's going to follow through. So Dunedin 1-2. Mooney is running third. Oh, how would you love to be Zane Tahura right now?
Yeah.
And the 75 car being pushed down to the grass. He's on the grass. He's got to yield. The 88 car. Oh, he's lost a wheel. Mooney went straight into the wheel.
Straight into the wheel. Took the wheel out. Clever driving.
I wonder where he learned that from.
Granddad or Dad? Both of them hit pretty much the same.
None of them you want to be hit by.
So that's just killed the 88 car. He's still trying to move.
He'll give it a go, but he's going to be like a seal waffling around in the sun. But it is Smale and Taylor that are on the lead lap. The cool thing is that chaos can ensue. And these guys don't seem to... Yeah, 16 cars about to get tanked. Almost doesn't matter which one of them decides to go here. Oh, the 12. Oh, and Taylor just... Uh-oh. Yeah, exposed himself out to the wall. Taylor and Smale tag team him.
Mooney had a look.
He thought about it.
Yeah.
But the 212 is running through the infield into the side of the 88 car, so he's got to back off. Oh, 75 car's got a slight misfire.
He's about to get it tuned up for him.
Well, he might drop a cylinder or have a new... He tried to bore him a new hole. And Mooney
just fired him out to the wall. Mooney's not slowing down on any of the contact.
Yeah, he can't though, because he is running third, and he's running out of block cars to do the work for him. Taylor and Smale they've just got to run home in formation.
Yep.
But this is where the problem. And oh wow, the 16 car just got lit up, and the 60 swerves across to
tried to get the 84.
Smale's not skiddy, isn't that front bumper?
Nah.
Nails them. As the 88 car is going to get a tune up, as the 212 is going to go. I thought he was going to go meet the Megan Turbo sign. Don't look in your mirror, 88. It's not pleasant. So he's going to get a tune up.
He's hard on the brakes. Oh, he's dropped a gear and he's...
And Mooney, wait for it, oh no. Has Mooney broken himself here? I wonder if Mooney's actually just gone just that one bit too hard into that.
Well, the Otago team seem to be running away with this, don't they? You've got Mark Taylor in the 84 and Benji Smale. What's the 16 doing?
Watch the confidence levels. This reminds...
88 just pulls up and pushes him out of the way. He knew that he was sitting there.
And he's done it well. Mooney's... Oh, Sparks, here we go. He's going to run him straight into the back of the 75. No, not allowed to. He won't do it to his teammate.
So the two Otago cars, first and second, are just running around having a bit of a field day.
Mark Taylor's going to love it.
White flag.
And they've released the 16 car. Tag and release. Yeah, wave goodbye to the race leaders. Dude, they've just gone through as they head past the Valley Cars Warehouse Grandstand. It will be, and I really am pleased for them. It is the Otago Outlaws taking away third place for the Mainland Stockcar Teams.
That was a good race.
They did it well. They are maturing as a
They
team.
deserved it, and they did a really good job. And Wanganui, they were down to a couple of cars. They were still holding on there right till the end. The 16 car, I saw him reverse up to turn 2 there, and I thought he's just going to sit there and wait. And
it reminded me of Budgie just a little bit there, backing up into the corner.
Yeah.
As we look at the 16 car, it has a slight toe-in issue with the right front. And it's going to be good because we can use them for grading the track at the end of this meeting.
So the Otago team, they're about to get the checkered flag. Matt Stewart.
Give them a hand,
the
race
manager.
fans. They absolutely deserved it. This is actually a turning point for the Otago team.
Oh, exactly. They've come up against some stiff competition and beaten them, and they've beaten a good North Island side.
They have wrecked so much gear in the last 12 months to get to where they are now. They deserve the applause that you give them, race fans, because, man, did they work hard and they got it. And not against, and certainly as far as teams go, Wanganui, you'd have to put them in the top 2 or 3 teams in the country, and they got it. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were wounded, but they got them. As we sit here patiently waiting for the tidy up, and the tow trucks will have to go back in, unload and come back out. But we do have the Kiki team lining up with a full complement of Canterbury crushers sitting on the dummy grid. As we know how this played out last year when the Barbarians went up against Canterbury. We got to see some wrecked kit, and we'll be back racing very shortly.
My emotions, now I'm on the edge. Show me you love me, then let me unbreak. Yeah, you make my emotions, now I'm on the
Sit out for the Canterbury team. I wonder if it's going to be Sweeting that's going to sit out. He's just already gone to the infield. So far tonight we've had Thine and Lennon sitting it out, and Thine is going to grid. He has taken the outside. Oh no, he's on pole.
He's on the inside.
He's on pole.
Kiki's on the outside.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get much more outside.
And if they weren't sure about it, I'm sure James would tell them. And then it's going to be Huggies in the 317. That Kiki have put Henderson on the front row every race.
Yep.
Now
it's fast, that car. Very fast.
Very good. I have heard a little whisper that he's parked beside his new car for next season, though.
I know nothing.
You know nothing. I just rumours and stuff are fine around this sport.
Rumours, that's Shortland Street, isn't it? So Harley Robb brings up the rear with 991.
So here we go, race fans. This is it. This is the final race. This is for all the marbles. This isn't points. This is bring it home and you will be the Mainland Teams champs. Thine gets away. And Henderson right on the back of it. He doesn't want to hit it too hard. And Huggies is going to get him into it. And he gets into Henderson and he's climbed, and Thine gets the fresh air. And Lennon gets the fresh air. They go. Right. 1 and 2. Then we go back
Harley's
to
sitting back down here blocking.
Shingleton is going to chase these two. You're going to do well to pull these cars back around this track. Harley Robb's going to bomb this. Oh, he almost got him over. He dug in and there's a lovely big rut there. So Chris Shingleton got given a bit of a tubing.
Who have we got? Is that Huggies down in 3 and 4, just waiting for our lead cars to come through?
So Henderson's back going. The 9 car on the track at the moment. Shingleton is... You've got Harley Robb running at pace and ready to bomb.
He's about to bomb the 95 car. He goes up high and he's just going to come down, take the front wheel, push him to the infield. Does it clever. Keeps himself out of trouble so he can follow our lead cars.
And Jay Holton's just decided he's going to play. Here we go. Harley Robb, is it? No, it's not. Oh! Oh! Harley Robb got him. Beautiful.
And he's over.
And look at the side rail.
Side rail was in.
It was beautiful.
Harley's clapping inside the car. You can see from our view, he's clapping flat out.
Thine set that up. Thine got him out of shape, and Harley
just came in and just...
That was one of those things where Thine just pitched the ball, a gentle lob, as the guy was lining up for a home run. And he got him a doozy.
And for us, we're lucky we've been involved in sport. For people here new, this is stock car teams racing. This is what it's about, putting everything on the line and taking it away.
Yeah, well...
These 2 of these teams out there to win that #1 spot. Kiki turned up with 3 cars, given it their best shot, and they've taken out their lead car.
Henderson's out of the car. Give him a hand. Yeah, definitely.
It's good to see the drivers getting out of the car, you know, without the help of the St John's.
Yeah, it's definitely for sale now.
He's even helping push it back over, is he?
Yeah, well, it's gone a long way. Because it's such a low-line body, the whole thing's resting right over on the roll cage. But Harley it was pitched up, it just started to lift a little, and he got into it and sent it for a 6. Look at the side rail. Oh, good
side rails.
The building rattled when it came back down.
And he just goes over and shakes Harley's hand. That's sportsmanship. You just get put through the tumble dryer and you go and shake the guy's hand that did it to you.
Well, he knew it was coming as soon.
And here's the replay for the ones at home. Just got him and over he went. Look at the side rail.
He's getting a new one of those.
Oh, dear me.
To be fair, the car has held up pretty well for going over, but...
Oh, exactly.
It's a side rail, probably some rims. But I tell you, when you get offset and you've got cars running in a pack, and we've seen it tonight, we saw that with I'm trying to think which car it was that went over, the Aidan McPherson car. When you get crossed up and you end up bouncing and someone cleans you out, there's a lot of damage that's about to occur to you.
Oh, exactly. And the 544 you see there on the replay for the ones at home. Here we go again.
It was beautiful.
Just comes in.
He unsettled him. He tubed him.
Just got him on that right corner.
And then Harley Robb just turned in. Boom! Got him. It actually dug him down, and before it bounced back up, the inertia release is quite impressive. Well, chassis looks straight at that point, maybe.
Yeah, be fine. Just another couple of lengths of steel, put a new side rail on.
And so we've got Jay Holtham over in front of the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. He is playing with the 9 car of Shingleton. They're all going around just giving him the thumbs up. Harley Robb, he spun out when he did it, and there was definitely some revs going on, but I'm picking it was the 544 car that was revving its ring out as he went over.
So our leaders are just taking off in turn 1 and 2 there. James Thines leading us at this stage in the 15, followed by Braden Lennon.
And Jay Holtham's just going to tie up the 9 car. You're going to do well here.
No.
Catch these guys. Oh, you've gone sideways on Lennon. The speed that these 2 tri-rolls come around this track at, they are... Look at the sparks flying off the back of the 317.
The brakes are on high. Yep,
let's clutch test you. See if you're still going to have a clutch when we're finished at this one.
Here's Harley Robb. What's Harley going to do? He just waited, let his lead car get through.
It's too much speed that these guys are...
So Harley's just going to run in front of these guys as the 95 car is sitting down at the end of the back straight.
Oh, I don't know
get round the corner. Get round the corner.
Harley backed off him. He's actually being nice to him, to be fair. Harley's just going to see if he can get another one.
He's pushing. And Huggies has got the 9 car up against the wall on turn 2 as Shingleton reverses out.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually matter for the lead.
No, because our 2 lead cars are...
And Harley's just going to block the 95 car here.
Yep.
So here we go. They'll come through. He'll pick them up. And Hargis has just been... This is irritating from a block perspective because the 9 car...
You're just parking away. You can't do anything.
There's a lap gone, and they are on lap 8 at the moment, seriously. And Hargis will just park it there. That's fine. We'll stay. Just stay there. It doesn't actually matter at this point.
Harley's just running in front of our 2 cars. 95, get down the track further.
The 9 car's not... Oh, dear. It's smoking. And Harley's actually backing off him. If this was a team's national, someone would be getting an ambulance ride from it. And Harley's climbed him. And... Yeah, you're going to have to do more than that. They did expose them, but... Look at the brakes on the 317. We know the car's flash, but...
Just parks up and just sits there.
Oh, yeah, this will be cool. Pull out in front of the lead.
No, they've thought better of it.
Yeah.
So the 15 of James Stein.
We know that's not going to do much to the QTR. Jay's just doing this to irritate him now.
So now he's got to do another loop and go round as our 2 leaders.
Oh, yeah, you probably want to pick your timing just a little bit better than right now. Yeah. White flag is out. Harley Rob had a look at him. Yeah, and then... and hold him. Yeah. So the 9...
So there's our... Harley's going to jump back in front again because the 95 car's sitting down there. Harley goes up high. He's going to put the support in. Just have to keep an eye on Shingleton. He's got a bit of pace up.
Oh, he just about... But the checkered flag will go to James Thine. She's done. It will be... Lennon will have to... Lennon's going to get free of this, is he? Is he hooked up?
No, I think he's hooked up. They're trying to untangle him.
Holtham's going to go through for the checkered. Harley's got enough stuff, you can sort yourself out. And it will be Harley Rob for third. So Lennon... He's actually got 2 laps to get himself over the line. If he gets over the line...
They've broken free, haven't they?
Yeah.
Lennon's away again, is he? He's trying to.
If he gets away, he's actually a lap. Or 2 laps ahead of him. No, I've gone yellow. It doesn't really matter. It's academic now.
So just before we get into a few more other things, if you're leaving early and heading out, it is 1 lane out tonight, please. Not 2 lanes as our normal. It's not a major show. It's 1 lane out.
And we are done and done. So well done to...
So the Crushers will pick up the checkered flag. James Stein is there.
And they
Kiki driver shaking his hand.
That was clinical yet brutal. Well done as we watch some of the replays courtesy of the Pits TV. We thank you for attending tonight in the stadium, and we look forward to having you back at a future event. Of course, Ramp Race Derby on Boxing Day.
Boxing Day.
And as we watch the flip again on the TV, it is a beautiful night for the Kando Fishing Crushers. Well done to the team, all of the support team, the sponsors and everybody involved. And also thank you to Wanganui, Kiki, Dunedin and
Central.
Cromwell.
Yeah, it's been a great night. And there's the Canterbury Crushers going round. Their main sponsor, Campbell McManaway, sitting up in the corporate box right in front of them about now. As you can hear them revving up their engines, they're so excited. It'll give them a great boost going into the new year, looking at going to Huntly. And once these cars get off the track, for the people that are here, come on down to the pits and have a look. I know all of these teams have got merchandise for sale, so come in and grab yourself something. Might be your brother's Christmas present or dad's Christmas present, a new t-shirt or a hoodie. As they go down the back there, 991 Harley Rob. Then we've got the 317 of James Stein. I think on the back of there is Braden Lennon. Yeah, his car's just coming down. 151 Wade Sweeting. And then 15 with the flag, James Stein. He'll let us all know tonight while we're having a jungle juice that they've done well.
Yeah, they had a great night, just ask them. Actually, you don't need to do that, he'll tell you.
But they deserve it.
They do.
The pressure was on them because they were here at their home track. These North Islanders came down and, mate, there were some pretty good shots during the whole night.
Yeah, this is not a nice track to teams race on. The straights are long. You can get a lot of momentum. You can do a lot of damage when you hit cars, but it was tactical tonight. something we haven't seen probably in Mainland Teams Champs for quite a few years. We've seen the big kamikaze stuff.
And there's the Kiki guys, you know, standing there, showing them some appreciation.
Yeah, I needed a stream back.
Well, at least they know where to come when we win the Teams Champs. And on that note, I'm done, I think.
So well, thank you all very much for attending tonight, and the ones that watched on the stream. We wish you a Merry Christmas. This is the last show for us here at Koken Woodford Glen until Boxing Day is our next meeting back here, which is our Ramp Race Derby, which will be great, and hopefully Santa's all good to you. Good luck to anybody that's going to a South Island New Zealand title that are coming up. I know the Modifieds have got their South Island title next weekend in Greymouth. And we're going to have some, for the people on the live stream, we're going to have some interviews in that very shortly.
What?
So as we pack up and the crowds head towards the pits, remember, come on down if you want. The 50-50 has been claimed, I do know that much. As the cars go over the scales, for the people on the live stream, Wade Sweeting just goes through. Be checking the weights. Glad I'm not down there. What's that? The 15. James Thine. The rest of the crushers are coming over the weighbridge as we see. Is that the 317? Jay Holtham. This is the car that came out of the Leach Motorsport stable for Brad Roseborn. Jay's been driving this as they head back towards their trailers. I know the cameraman's following them, so I'm picking Jace from the Pits TV. Will be doing an interview very shortly. It's been a great night down here. It's been cold, but we've got through. That's the main thing. 4C, Braden Lennon sponsor, Woodford Glen Shop, great place. Online store for all you North Islanders watching in. Get online and buy some stuff. Steve Lennon, our promoter, father of Braden Lennon. So as we see, very happy team down there. Very happy sponsor as well, Campbell McManaway. I'm sure he'll be over the moon sponsoring the boys and making sure that everything was right for them. Harley Rob. So as they all get out of their cars, they'll have to go and do a medical check too, I suppose. But I'm sure we're going to get a chat from somebody very shortly. Happy looking pit crew. I see Stiffy's down there trying to get someone out, Stephen Gutteridge. Harley Rob by the look of it. We're just trying to get a couple of guys. Looks like we're going to go down to those guys.
Pretty exciting run out there. How you feeling, you and the lads, eh?
Yeah, I love it. Let's have another race. Who wants to go now?
Keen as, all the boys are pretty keen, mate. The celebrations were pretty hard. We seen you clapping in the car. You're having a good time, mate. Enjoying it with the team.
Yeah, I'm bloody stoked, eh? Back to back. Shivers.
The team's undefeatable, fellas. You got to go and enjoy it and have a good one. You got anything to say on behalf of the team sponsors to thank, guys?
Cheers, Uncle Campbell, for all the kinners we're probably going to consume tonight, eh? A few beers as well. Yeah, we'll have a couple of loud ones with the boys and the crew. The guys are awesome. Graphics, PTS. Oh, there's heaps of them. Woodford Glen Shop, Engineering and Auto, BL Graphics. Everyone, Fast Blast. Malcolm at Suck It Up for the use of the workshop today for all the boys. Awesome, it's all appreciated. And all the crew. If it wasn't for the crew, we wouldn't have these cars back out there. I think we pretty much had all our cars go out apart from one for one race, so our crew have been kept pretty busy. So they're probably the real winners, to be fair. So, hey, bro.
All good, fellas. Well, enjoy the win and have a good one, eh?